What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Squiz back with the Hot Take Gaming Podcast, and you'll never guess who we have as our guest today.
Man.
Episode 5, I think, at this point.
I think it's 5, yeah.
Episode 5 of the Hot Take Gaming Podcast. We got the one and only Funky HQ.
Hello.
He's only in town for today, so really soak him. Really soak in this episode.
I don't live 10 minutes away. This is a special occasion. So
they really soak this one in. That's all I gotta say.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back again.
We took a hiatus last week. It's been busy time, so we're excited to get back into the show, and we have a long list of topics today compared to normal. And a lot of it, some of it's spicy, a lot of it's just new stuff. A lot of it, there's not really a lot of like hot takes.
Maybe.
I mean, something might come out of just the conversation, so we'll see. But the first thing we kind of have, and before we even like dive into that huge list, let's just get a quick refresher on Heath. What have you been playing lately? What games?
Oh
have you been
man,
playing?
So like, obviously I've been playing a lot of Stardew still. It's still like I'm still obsessed with it. I started playing Animal Well.
Oh, nice.
So that's been really cool. I haven't played a ton of it. Probably played like an hour.
Is
maybe.
that like Stardew?
No, it's like it's a Metroidvania.
Oh, is
so,
it?
like,
I guess I don't know what it is.
It's really cool. It's actually it was published by the company that you know who Video Game Donkey is?
Yes, yeah.
He started a publishing company called Big Mode.
He's a YouTuber, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Big YouTuber. I've met him before.
Are you serious?
He's a very nice man. He's very quiet, but he's very cool. And yeah, he got a publishing company, and Big Mode is the name of it, and Animal Well is the first game that they've ever released.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check this out.
If you like Metroidvanias, it's sweet.
I love Metroidvanias.
And there's no combat. It's all about like little tools and little things that you can do. Like in the first like hour or so, I found firecrackers, and like I can like scare the dogs away. And,
I love it.
I know there's like a yo-yo and there's some other stuff, but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And visually, it's got that like retro vibe to it. And It's got like a cool filter over it. But it's a really cool game, and it was made by one person.
Which is always, we were talking about that with Stardew. It's always impressive.
Yeah, it was made by one person, and he made the game engine,
which is insane.
He just straight up, like most games, like they're made in like Unity or Unreal or whatever. Like he just made the game engine.
And most of it's Unreal now, right? I mean, most people kind of go Unreal, so that's impressive.
Yeah, or Godot, or because some people have moved away from Unity a little bit because of the stupid crap that they were doing. Like I don't know, it's probably been about a year.
Yeah,
since they were like, we're just gonna charge you for everything, every download that somebody does on your game, we got to charge you for. It's like.
That is insane.
Dog, that's messed up.
I didn't even realize, I guess, that's what it was with Unity.
Yeah, no, people were pissed.
They were just money hungry, huh?
Yeah, and then they had to backtrack it. Yeah, so, but
the internet never forgets. That's the thing.
No.
You can backtrack all you want. I'm kind of interested to see if Tarkov escapes the, like, internet never forgets kind of thing. They probably will because they have a monopoly in that market.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't forget how egregious the how much that stuff costs.
Heath remembers.
I would too. I'm still in the camp that I think the new Call of Duty. I know we're going to talk about Call of Duty.
Yep.
But I think the new Call of Duty game should be a $40 game. Like I think
agree.
that should be with the amount of microtransactions that will exist in the game. I think it should just be a $40 game, and then like. People are gonna spend more than $70 on that game.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's with games like Helldivers and I want to probably like Pal World, whatever. They're not the same thing. But the idea that like you can buy this game for like less and then just like spend more money on it if you want to. I did that with Helldivers. I bought the
me too. Yeah,
the like extra version of the game that's like $20. I don't know.
I bought like the the extra content packs or whatever.
Yeah,
like not kind of like battle passes, but not.
Yeah,
battle passes.
They're called war bonds.
Yeah, war bond things. Yeah, I paid for
those.
those.
You don't even have to buy those. You can you could just earn the points by playing the game.
And I had no issue like spending extra money because the game was inexpensive. So that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a hot take. I think somebody's gonna think that's a hot take. But Call of Duty, and really, I mean, we saw with Warzone, right? I mean, they don't charge for Warzone, and look how much money Warzone.
They don't. They don't charge.
They don't
for
charge.
Warzone,
Yeah.
but they charge you monies for the battle pass and stuff.
But still, even like if that's their business model, though, like, hey, we'll still get $40 up front for the game, and then battle passes, cosmetics, whatever. I could definitely see that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I know we're gonna talk about Call of Duty a little bit later, and I will have plenty to say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played Helldivers a little bit. My buddy just bought it he built a new computer and like finally so. Actually, it's really funny. Like my not funny because like his computer was broken, but he kind of fell off the face of the earth, and I haven't talked to him in a while. And for the last year, since his computer's been broken, he's been using game streaming as like his medium to be able to play games.
Wow!
And I was like, that sounds like a fun experiment, but also maybe like torturous,
like horrible in the same.
Like being able to I get like maybe like you could probably still use Discord and do all that stuff, but like it just seems like that would be really hard.
Yeah.
To stay social. Like I feel like the game streaming side of things is just like you just want to pop on a game and play and do whatever and not think about the communication aspect of it. Because I mean, we're all living in a world where like we probably want to communicate less.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's another thing about Helldivers that I love is that you can just drop in on your friends and just like help out.
Yeah. Super cool mechanic there.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's about it for me. What have you been playing?
And even real quick before I dive into what I'm playing, I just randomly was like kind of like running through my head talking about streaming. And even if you don't have an ideal like Wi-Fi setup, like I really do not have an ideal Wi-Fi setup, right? If I was thinking like if I used like my Logitech G Cloud and tried to play a multiplayer game with it, I think it would be, even without the communication piece involved, I think it would be maybe a nightmare. Maybe it wouldn't be. I've never tried to stream a multiplayer game.
Well, I would recommend. I mean, I don't know if you're into Fortnite or not.
I have installed.
They added the T60 armor from Fallout.
Let's go! I saw they were adding Fallout stuff, which is pretty sweet.
I gotta start playing again.
It's like I'll play it once every year. I feel like not like literally one time, but like a month. I'll play Fortnite for like a month, and then I'll never touch it.
Grind that battle pass a little bit, and then you get the thing that you want, and you're like,
I'm done. And then you fade out. You're like, it's been great, Fortnite community. You just fade out to the next skin.
Peace.
For what I've been playing, honestly, there's nothing too crazy. Like I'm really close to finishing Stellar Blade at this point.
Oh, okay.
Stellar Blade is a lot better than what I thought it would be. Okay. It is definitely. The way I would say like what it is it reminds me a lot of Nier Automata, which we talked about last time. Yeah. But it's like a Dark Souls. It's like an easier Dark Souls, if that makes sense. Because you have like the camps and stuff. You level up there, you rest there, the enemies respawn. Like typical Souls like formula, right?
Okay.
But it's not nearly as difficult as a Dark Souls game, I would say. There is times where I've definitely died and stuff. Like I've had a boss fight where I got stuck on for a little bit. Not anywhere near Dark Souls level difficult. Yeah. But I would say Stellar Blade, if you want to get into the Dark Souls games and you're really intimidated by starting with like Elden Ring or Dark Souls Remastered or any of that, Stellar Blade is a really, really good way to go.
Okay.
The reason it's taking me so long to beat is because I'm grinding all the side content too. Like before, I'm about to move into the next area, and I caught myself last night trying to milk every little bit of each side quest before I went to the next area. So it's been taking me a long time to play, but it's definitely fun. The other big game I just picked up, and it got me to play my Switch. Yeah, Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Yes, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, remaster, but there's new stuff to it. Like they had added some new features and stuff. So I guess you call it a remaster. But either way, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is awesome, and it quickly reminded me that is the best game in the Paper Mario series. I don't know if you've played them or played any of the other ones.
Sadly, I have never played Paper Mario. I think I've watched somebody play Paper Mario when I was a kid.
Yeah, so the OG one's good, but this one is super, super good. Thousand Year Door is great. And honestly...
So this is the second one, right?
Yep, it's the one that came out on the GameCube. The first one was N64.
Okay.
Every other Paper Mario that's come out, I have thought was horrible. And I don't know if that's a hot take. I know a lot of people didn't like...
I think people agree with you.
Yeah, I think I didn't think the one that came out for the Switch was too bad. The, Origami King or whatever.
Yeah, I heard kind of mixed things about that.
It was it was just mid. It wasn't like this is absolutely horrible, but it just wasn't super good. So I came back and played this, and I'm not super far into it. I'm only probably 5 hours into it. But even in that span, I'm like, holy crap. This was a really good series, good turn-based, good story. You get awesome companions. Even the story for like a Mario game isn't really even that bad.
Right.
It just makes you wonder, like, how do you make this and then fall off so hard for the rest of the series? Is my thoughts so far.
I mean, a lot of what I feel like Nintendo does is they kind of just redo the same thing over and over again, but just a little bit better, a little bit shinier, a little bit more polished, and like a lot of the Mario. I mean, I would say like Mario. What's the one on the Switch?
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah, I mean, like that game. That game kind of came out and was like, this is really good, and it came from a place where, like, you know, games on the Wii, like Galaxy and 2 or whatever, were very different titles from the whole, like, I don't want to say formula,
but it broke the norm. Yeah,
but it broke. I mean, it kind of just was like, well, what if Mario 64 was like really big and really cool?
Yeah.
But again, it's reinventing you're just kind of doing the same thing but making it better. I think with, you know, maybe it was a writing thing. I don't know.
And I think like it's almost weird they broke off that like formula, because I feel like they tried to do stuff differently than they did in this one, and it just like,
oh yeah, there was like game mechanics where like you had to fight I remember seeing like you fight bosses and it's like, or whatever, like the combat was like way different.
Yeah,
when you have to like, it was like in a
that
circle,
little spinning wheel thing,
or something. Like that to me like doesn't even like I don't even know anything about the game other than like I know that it's turn based and like Mario goes with his hammer.
Like timing with it and stuff.
There's timing stuff, and you can get good, great, whatever, perfect kind of things, and like I don't know. That kind of seems weird that they were just like, well, I mean, to be fair, like, you know, maybe they're leaving the door open for, you know, like a remastered version of the game, because then like why make a third one that's exactly like the other two? I guess I get it, but like
they just been not great.
They missed a little bit on that.
I know like the one that came out on the Wii was like really hated, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like Color Splash or something, but
well that's that sounds about right.
Thousand Year Door is definitely the best Paper Mario. But yeah, I've been playing that, Stellar Blade, and then again, still New Vegas. I've been grinding away at New Vegas. On my Steam Deck, just kind of when I'm bored, I'll flip it on, just play a quest or two, flip it off. So that's been fun.
Nice.
And we'll get into Fallout. There's hopefully some good Fallout news soon.
We're still the Fallout podcast.
Yeah, we're still the let's just like rag on Xbox and talk about Fallout podcast. Those have been our hot takes, but yeah. So honestly, nothing too crazy or new. I'm definitely gonna check out. It's called Animal Well. You said, right?
Yeah, Animal Well.
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Plays great on the Steam Deck. It's gonna look amazing on your OLED.
And that's exciting to hear. And a Metroidvania with no combat sounds extremely interesting.
It's just little puzzles and like it just you're going through the same areas several times and like doing different things, and there's like
coming back with new items.
And there's like different animals that you meet that do different things for you, and like
sounds dope.
Or dogs that want to eat you.
And
like,
just that Donkey YouTube video game Donkey, right? Made it. That makes me want to buy it even more. So just to support like.
Well, there's a really cool
project.
It's a really cool video that Donkey put on his channel about the game.
Yeah.
Where he talks to the developer about it, and it's really good.
I'm
just a really good watch. You should, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Definitely going to check this out. All right, let's dive into our list here. So our first thing, this is kind of old news at this point, but I feel like now all the facts have come out, so it's even easier for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Is the Assassin's Creed Red, right? Assassin's Creed Red Shadows. I can't remember if it's Red or Red Shadows. The new Assassin's Creed game, right? There's a lot.
I don't even know what it's called. Yeah.
I know it was like Project Red, and that's why I'm blanking if it's Red Shadows or Red. But the new Assassin's Creed game takes place in Japan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like samurai games coming out right now.
That's great.
You know, Ghost of Tsushima was awesome on the PlayStation. That just came out on PC. Great game. Definitely an amazing game. The story is awesome. Mm-hmm. It definitely has some like Assassin's Creed feel to it, but like but not in like the like clunky kind of ways. I don't know. It's a good game. Definitely check out Ghost of Tsushima. Rise of Ronin came out on PlayStation. That one's not nearly as good as Ghost of Tsushima, but really good. So now Assassin's Creed's kind of cashing in too.
Yep.
And they've been working on this for a while, I think, to be fair. I think they saw the Ghost of Tsushima success and was like, yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. And I think it's a sweet idea. But either way, So they announced that game, and there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of hot takeness in the community.
I think it's all unbased.
Yeah, it is very unbased. So you play as 2 characters in this new Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, there's 2?
Yeah, and I don't know how they didn't really get into how it'll flip back and forth. Like if there's one you really, really play as, and then like one's like kind of like
Master
side
Chief Arbiter situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but one of the characters is a Japanese female, and again, it's in Japan, right? Samurai game, and another one is a black samurai named Yasuki, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yasuke. Yeah, there we go. Yasuke. We're Midwesterners. We're just trying.
I grew up in the middle of a cornfield, man.
We're just out here trying. So what is it again? Say it again.
Yasuke?
Yasuke. Yeah.
Yasuke.
So Yasuke is a black samurai.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets crazy, right?
And apparently he's real.
We threw a black guy in Japan. That's where it gets really crazy.
No.
So, but here's the he's a real guy. That's
real
where we're
dude.
gonna go with it. So, first of all, a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork like, well, that's not historically accurate. He wasn't a samurai. He was a friend of a samurai or something. And it's like, all right, this is my whole thing with it. Guys, when the fuck has Assassin's Creed ever been historically accurate?
Yeah, Ezio's not real, bro.
No, and like they have like real historical figures, which is cool, right? But all the times they've had those in the past, they've done shit that they never really did.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean,
right?
Like think of like even like I think it's Syndicate that has like the Jack the Ripper DLC. That's pretty cool. They have like there's a lot of historical figures that are like in Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah,
that like. They do shit in the game that they didn't do in real life, and that makes sense. That wouldn't be fun if they were just like, this doesn't follow history.
I don't know if I'm alone in this, and some viewers may like relate to this, but I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since a
minute.
I played Black Flag.
I have here.
I played Black Flag and I played Brotherhood.
Brotherhood was awesome. I have Mirage right here.
Okay.
Got it for like 50% off about 2 weeks after it came out.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating. Probably like a month. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Probably like a month after it came out.
That's still bad.
Yeah, because like it came out around like, Thanksgiving time like they normally do or whatever.
Is that last year?
Yeah, it was like this fall. Yeah, this past fall. So like came out. I bought it for like 50% off a couple weeks later. I was like, oh, I'm actually, because this one's more linear. They kind of like, Mirage went.
Oh, that's the one that they were like, it's going back to the roots. Like, it's going to be more like the older games.
Less like Odyssey and Valhalla.
I didn't hear anything good about it.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. That's what I was about to say. Is I was really excited to try to play this. Have yet to touch it. I have no motivation really to touch it. I don't know if I'll ever play it, to be honest with you. But yeah, so anyways, we were talking about, first of all, nobody really cares that much about Assassin's Creed games anymore. But
they're cool.
They are cool for what they are.
Yeah.
It's just getting a little.
They did like the Call of Duty thing where they're like, we're gonna do it every year, or every other, or it's every year, right? Like they've made one new one every year. And
they took there's a couple of years they took like breaks, like right before Odyssey came out. Odyssey, I actually loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Which one was
that? Was like were you like a Spartan?
Yeah, but which one was the one that came out and it was like really bad, like glitchy wise?
Oh, that was Syndicate.
Was it? No, it sounded like I think it was Odyssey or the other one that was around that time.
Origins.
Origins.
I never played Origins. That's like the Egyptian one.
I heard Valhalla is really good.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is really good. It's just it's one of those games. There's too much going on for me. Like it's a massive world. The lead character's awesome. Ivor, awesome. There's a ton of side quests. It's just one of those games where it's too big, and like you could put 100 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla and not be close to beating it.
I think if I were to go and play an Assassin's Creed game now and like want a modern experience, I would probably just go Valhalla because I like Norse mythology.
Yes, it's an awesome game. I played like a good 30 hours of Valhalla, and I just fell off, but it's not because the game was bad. I really enjoyed the game. Yeah. It's just again, it's too big, too long, too much stuff's coming out.
Might be a good Steam Deck game.
In Odyssey, it probably would be. In Odyssey was the same way though, really open. It was less like I think it like captured everything Valhalla did with a little less shine and a little less like expansiveness to it.
Right.
But I thought I played Odyssey during COVID, and that game had me hooked. I had like 80, 90 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I really liked it. But yeah, so they've kind of, Assassin's Creed changed all these formulas and stuff. I don't know how this Japan one's going to play. I don't know if it's going to be more linear or not. But yeah, the huge deal is, they're like, hey, having a black samurai isn't historically accurate, and it's really gonna upset the people of like the Japanese culture, right? That's kind of like what, and it's funny because none of these people going off about this issue in air quotes, if you're listening to audio, none of these people are Japanese, so it's like what, and then but here's my big thing. So there's this huge uproar on gaming Twitter, which when isn't there a huge uproar on gaming Twitter? But basically, a lot of people are like, "This game's woke. This is bullshit. Like this is like woke. Like a black samurai would never exist." Well, okay, the guy did exist, and Ubisoft actually it got to the point where Ubisoft actually put out a real picture of Yasuke in this Yasuke in this. I'm gonna say it different every time. Yeah. this samurai armor, and they're like, yeah, he actually like, I don't know if he's like a full blown samurai, but he like did fight.
It's like a guy.
Yeah, he was
like a real dude.
He was a dude. They basically like. So everybody freaked out about the main character of Assassin's Creed. They came out and said, hey, here's the receipts, real guy. Here's the history behind it. And then basically everybody shut up about it. And there's still some people like going off about it, but they're just like at that point I'm not even going to like...
stragglers.
I'm not even going to sugarcoat it anymore. It's probably just full-blown racist.
Yeah, that is, stop being racist.
Yeah, that are just upset about it. But the thing to me that I wanted to bring up out of this, I find it hilarious that people decided to get mad about this Assassin's Creed character because you play as like a white dude in Japan in Neo.
Yeah.
What's that like Tom Cruise samurai movie? It's like a white dude in it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a mid 2000s movie, or maybe even earlier than that. But like Tom Cruise is a white samurai didn't upset anybody. Like, and Neo won
because it's Tom Cruise.
And I'm forgetting his name.
Yasuke.
Yasuke was a playable character in the Dynasty Warriors. I want to say,
or
Samurai Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, so it's a Japanese game, and he's a main character in it.
That's
a
dope.
playable character.
I didn't know that.
So it's like, guys, this character, one, he's real and existed. Again, it doesn't have to be 100% factual. No. Assassin's Creed never is. I mean, I fought fucking Medusa in Odyssey. It's not, which is sweet. I love that it's not realistic, right? So it's like, one, this person existed. Two, there's plenty of other games that take place in Japan that aren't Japanese people. And if somebody's upset by that, that's fine. You know what I mean? If somebody from that culture is like, hey, I wish we were represented in this game, I think that's fair. But I think all these incels going off on Twitter is, completely like beside the point.
Yeah.
But I think Ubisoft shut down that stuff pretty quick. And I think it's just a classic case of people getting worked up over like nothing burgers. Like you were saying, a lot of those people that like are really worked up about this situation probably aren't even going to play the game.
Yeah.
Probably aren't even going to buy the game.
Well, yeah, the last like Assassin's Creed game that I enjoyed was Black Flag, and I got that for free with a laptop I bought.
I love that. And Black Flag actually...
It was sick.
It was an iconic Assassin's Creed game.
And then Skull and Bones came out, and they were like, we're just going to ruin that.
Because Skull and Bones...
It just made me want to play Black Flag more.
Black Flag inspired Skull and Bones, right?
Yeah.
And they're like...
because they were like, we love the pirate stuff that's going on in this game. It doesn't have to be an Assassin's Creed game, but we love all the pirate stuff going on. And then they were like, let's make a pirate game. And then they made a pirate game. I'm just making this
Quadruple A.
I'm just guessing. This is
But I think
fact.
You're actually right.
I think it inspired to create Skull and Bones, and it took years to make, and then it came out, and it was like, meh. In an era where games as a service is like super prevalent and it's annoying.
It costed a bunch of money. Like it was a $70 game. They had like 100. They had
like quadruple A.
Yeah, they had a bunch of different versions that are expensive. But yeah, quadruple A game, and it's like.
I wonder if there's DLC or if there's like microtransactions.
That I'm not sure about. I honestly haven't even watched a review for that game.
It's a Ubisoft game, so I would guess yes.
I would imagine. Yeah, I've stayed far away from that game. Even like review coverage, I have no interest in. It's like. What's up with, like, real quick, though, what's up with pirate games usually being ass? Like,
yeah, what the heck, man?
Like, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was good, right?
Yeah.
But then you have Sea of Thieves that was very, I mean...
And people still play it today and swear by it, so I don't know.
At the launch, it was horrendous, though. Yeah. Now it's good. I mean, people say it's good.
I just don't have friends to play with.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, it doesn't interest me. But Sea of Thieves was mid. And Skull and Bones is, I think it's safe to say, is trash.
I feel like the best pirate games were the ones when I was a kid, like Sid Meier's games or whatever, which I think also like inspired Black Flag maybe a little bit, and subsequently Skull and Bones. So like, come on, just bring it back, man.
Make a good pirate game.
Make a good pirate game.
And I feel like it wouldn't even be that hard if it's like, I mean, they could have just followed the Assassin's Creed Black Flag formula, made it like a role playing game too, and like been just fine. Made it a new IP.
But the Assassin's Creed IP really carried that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it did a lot of cool stuff with the pirate theming, and just kind of worked together, I think, because I think if you just make a pirate game,
it probably wouldn't have sold that
who's
well.
Who's your guy? Who's your person? Who's your Arthur Morgan to look forward to? Or, whatever.
Right.
Like, who's your hero or villain or whatever? Like, who's your person? And like, you have to like make that up. Whereas Assassin's Creed,
it's an assassin.
You literally you just put that little A logo on any dude. Doesn't matter who he is. Yeah, put him in the hood, and he's like. He's your guy. And it's Assassin's Creed. So
that's what you bring up a great point. And it feels like Odyssey. I don't know about Origins, 'cause I didn't play Origins, but Odyssey and Valhalla felt like they weren't Assassin's Creed games. They like just got slapped on the Assassin's Creed logo because of the character thing. Because I'm forgetting the main protagonist's name in Odyssey, but Ivor, however you pronounce it, in Valhalla, like never wears a little hood. Like he has a little hood, he has like a little cloak, never really wears it. Like you don't dress, you dress like a Norseman. You know what I mean? You don't really
blasphemous.
Yeah,
Wear the hood.
You don't really like. And you definitely don't in Odyssey. I mean, they're like you can get a hood, but like you don't really wear it. So it feels like two different. Like they were scared to make a new IP, is what it feels like. But they were great games. I liked both of them. But
you bringing up Dynasty Warriors though is like it like brain blasted me back when I was a kid. Like I loved Dynasty Warriors. I didn't play them enough to like really form like big memories of those games, other than like. It was fun, and you just had this like big map, and it's like every Dynasty Warriors games. They're all the same for the most part, I imagine. But like playing it on the PS2
was dank.
Yeah, and there was a hero named Moo, and I thought that was hilarious. His name was Moo.
Gotta play as Moo.
Yeah, I gotta play as Moo. Anyway, you said that, and I was like, man.
And remember, they made I don't know if you ever played them, but they made like the Hyrule.
Yeah, they made the Hyrule Warriors, which aren't canon.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think the Breath of the Wild one, whichever one that one is called, like Calamity or something like that.
Yeah, something Calamity.
I'm pretty sure that one is canon.
Yeah,
maybe.
I feel like you're right
because they like
somebody
added
said something about that.
Yeah, they like added stories to like the champions or whatever in the game. But either way, that's an iconic.
I never played those games because I didn't want to play a game at 15 FPS.
Nintendo, that Switch 2's got to be a little more powerful.
Make it chunky.
I don't. Yeah, all the other handhelds are a little thick. Yeah,
make it thick, dude. Make it big.
That's what I noticed playing.
Add some grips to those Joy-Cons.
Yeah. Make it like a pro system. That's basically just not dog shit.
The Steam Deck with detachable controllers. Lenovo Legion Go.
That's one of the biggest things. Like when I was playing Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door, I like picked up my Switch and I was like, "Holy shit, this thing is light!"
Yeah, because you're so used to the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
which you have the OLED, which is like slightly lighter than the.
Yeah,
LCD.
I was gonna say it's not even the heaviest one. Like I can't imagine using like the Lenovo Go or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
It would just
or
be.
Legion Go.
I get this. Like, there's pros and cons. You know, like you got a big ass screen, so it's like really cool to hold something like that. But at the same time, like you probably just got to be a bigger person to like.
Yeah, and like what's that other one that's like really niche? X Player One. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
That's a thick boy, isn't
One
it?
X
player.
One X player. Yes, whatever.
That's a thick boy too.
That's a big boy. You can get I think One X made another one that's like it literally just looks like a tablet with like like the. Have you seen those controllers that just like kind of hook up on your phone and they're just like the telescopic ones?
Yeah.
It literally just looks like a 10-inch tablet that they just were like.
Like so the PlayStation Portal. Just a tablet with like the DualSense controller.
But the DualSense is like cool.
Yeah, not some.
The One X player whatever is like it's got this big. It's like this big chunky thing that looks like a tablet. It's like nobody wants to carry that around. That's not portable.
A tablet with just like the backbone, like duct tape.
I feel like they're just making stuff to make stuff at this point.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to cash in on the handheld like craze a little bit.
Before we move on to the next thing, and I don't even think I put this on our list. Did you see anything about the new ROG Ally? Did we talk about that last week?
We very briefly touched on
we touched it a little bit, and I don't think there's been anything that's been too different. But I've seen that they're actually 24 gigs of RAM. Like that's kind of crazy.
And that got leaked.
Yeah, and then the actual like the shell of the device, it's different. It's going to be a different shape, like a little bit. Like they're refining it, which I was thinking like it was just going to be the same, but like to add a bigger battery, like it makes sense that they'd have to like revise it a little bit. But it's an 80 watt-hour battery, which is like, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
The original ROG Ally, I think it was 40.
So double
the battery, and so it's going to be kind of crazy.
So because last week we talked about it. So the ROG X, right? Is what they're calling
ROG Ally X.
Yeah, ROG Ally X is coming.
It's not 2 because it's just like a Steam Deck OLED.
Yeah, it's like a refresh.
It's like a revision sort of thing.
So the ROG Ally 2 or the ROG not 2.
Not yet.
The ROG Ally X is coming, and they've only announced that it's coming. They announced the announcement.
I watched the stream. And I was embarrassed for the people.
That's bad. The fact that they streamed it, if they would have just put out on social media, just threw out like a 10-second clip, I think that would have been cool.
Yep. They had to stream announcing that they were going to announce it.
That's bad.
I mean, I get what they were trying to do. They were being clickbaity, but don't do that live.
Yeah, don't do it live.
Don't do it live.
I mean, you could be clickbaity without the live too.
Yeah,
check out what we have cooking.
Just make a cool post about it. I know that there was a press event this last weekend for the ROG
nice.
X because a lot of the creators that are going to be covering it were all in New York City this last weekend, which is cool.
That is super cool.
I think it's funny. A lot of I've watched a lot of videos, and they're like, I was at this event this last weekend. I can't tell you what it's about. And I'm like, I know what you're doing.
We know damn well.
I know what you're doing, Russ from Retro Game Core. I know you're not just going to fly to New York for no reason. You live in Hawaii.
Oh, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite the hike.
Yeah,
for
sure.
We need the audio clip of what's he building in there? It's like TV static. What is he building?
In there? But so that's gonna be cool.
Did they announce? Well, so when was the date? Do you remember?
Don't even remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was sometime in June. I'm pretty
soon.
sure. So we'll get it. We'll hear about it soon.
We'll hear about it soon, and it's. I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be expensive though. I think it's gonna be $700 plus.
In the big version, like the nicer version of the Ally now is like $700, right?
It's like $600 or $700, I think, and then because then you can always just find it on sale now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can tell they're getting to that point too because you can find them on sale a lot. Right. So they'll kind of do what the Steam Deck did then. Yep. So like the old versions will be reduced, and then the $700.
Ideally,
price tag.
yes.
Yeah, hopefully that's what it is.
Because they're not doing the revisions on the. I as far as I know, I don't think they're revising the old ones to fix the SD card issue. We have an SD card that got nuked by an ROG Ally.
No.
Yeah, so $35 SD card we won't get back because they wanted us to send it back to them to diagnose the issue. It's like,
why would we? Yeah,
bro, we know it doesn't work. Just give us $35. Like,
yes, we're gonna.
I'm not gonna lie to you that this SD card doesn't work. Like, I don't know.
That's crazy that
it's Asus.
It's crazy that it even cooks SD cards to begin with. It's kind of mind-boggling how they shipped it like that. But
yeah, so it's a cool. I mean, it's going to be a cool device, but like, and also a sort of turn of event that I didn't actually see coming at all. They have their own proprietary port on the top. It's called XG Mobile.
Oh, okay.
It's their like proprietary port, like PCIe port that they can basically. It's for external GPUs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's USB 4 GPUs that are just through USB-C, and then there's the XG Mobile thing that's like totally proprietary to Asus and their stuff.
Yep.
Which I had assumed that they would just keep it the XG Mobile port, and they would just do what Asus does and lock that stuff down.
Right.
That's not happening. So they're going to continue to have the XG Mobile port on there, which is just it's like a USB-C port and then more stuff. So like
How
you can
odd.
still it's fine. Like you can still plug your USB-C port into that port, but it's just like it's kind of like think about it like I don't know if you ever had a phone that had like it was for a very short amount of time, but it was like micro USB, but then it was like micro USB plus that was like a wider version of micro USB.
I know 100% what you're talking about.
Just like that. So it's like
their
bigger
own twist on it.
Yeah, so it's just a bigger port. Anyway, they actually are adding USB 4 to it. So if you have a USB 4, now this is kind of a niche thing, but if you have if you want to have a USB 4 sort of like universal GPU dock, you can actually use it with the ROG Ally. So like what that means is like essentially like instead of paying out the butt for like an XG Mobile GPU, which I don't even know if they sell 4000 series GPUs. They're like 3080s and they were like super expensive.
Jeez. So super niche. Yeah.
But you can just, either buy a dock, a USB 4 dock, or build your own USB 4 dock or anything like that, and put your own GPU and power supply and all that stuff together. If you really wanted to do that kind of thing, because I think it's really appealing. Like I said, I don't know if it's something I would ever want to do, to have like an ROG Ally be like my main system.
Yeah.
But
if somebody was really
but if they really wanted to, like you could have a dock set up, and like you take your ROG Ally out and about, travel, whatever, come back, dock it up. You've got an 8-core CPU hooked up to like a 4060 or whatever.
Yeah, I can
like
see that. Somebody's like an enthusiast about it.
I mean, it'd be cool. Yeah, that's
you got to be a
fair.
little enthusiast about it.
I am probably in the minority. Like it's like a cool thing to do, but like how many people are going to do it? But also like having one thing be your one system, like it kind of makes sense.
It's just nice that the option's there, even if like nobody uses it. It's nice that the
or
option's
if you like,
there.
or if you have like a 4K TV and you like want to hook up, like a GPU and like do all that stuff, like that could be your console experience.
Yeah, throw that bad boy up there.
Still Windows though.
It's still gonna burn your SD card.
Fun sucker.
It's still gonna burn that goddamn SD card.
The short that came out of that did okay. I was like talking smack about the ROG Ally, and people were like, no,
like the ROG Ally is more powerful.
It's better than you think it is, or it's like it's good. I use it all the time. It's like it doesn't mean that your experience is the same as everybody else's.
People don't understand their subjective experiences.
Oh no, having an opinion is bad.
I said, what are you doing out here?
Yeah.
All right, speaking of sensitive subjects.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't really have a hot take about this, so we probably won't get roasted, but Black Ops 6 got announced. So Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has officially been announced. They're going to go more into it on Xbox's show on June 9th that we'll dive into a little bit more later on the non-Call of Duty stuff.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm interested in it too, especially because Heath was telling me before we launched,
they've been working on it for like the past 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years for a Call of Duty game.
Which is weird for them.
4 years for a Call of Duty game might be a world record.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the old games, but these days it's like, Modern Warfare 3 came out and it was just like glorified DLC, $70 DLC for a game that already exists. And I get that it was slightly different, but it didn't feel...
They just did their little tweaks.
It didn't feel like the big upgrade that we wanted, but I mean, at the same time, it's still a Modern Warfare game, and they want
people will buy it.
I don't know. Yeah,
I think though the idea behind, hey, here's a new Call of Duty, here's Black Ops 6. Black Ops is a really respected name, in the Call of Duty franchise. So hey, here's Black Ops 6. We've been working on this game for 4 years. The trailer was really cool that they launched for it. Like the story is kind of like a story, kind of a trailer. It's kind of like a cryptic, like
they always like adding stories and stuff in these Call of Duty multiplayer games,
and you're like, we don't really care about that, but
and like it's like the Warzone cutscenes. Like every season, they're like showing the cutscene or whatever. I'm like, I don't know if I really care.
I don't really care. I think a lot of people would be excited about that though.
It's cool.
Hey, here's Black Ops 6. We made it for 4 years. Here's this cool trailer. They did the announcement of the announcement strategy in the right way though. It wasn't like a live
little
stream.
Hype, like actually building hype, not just being like, hey, everybody's here for the live stream. We're gonna talk about it on this day.
Yeah. I think a lot of people love that idea though. Like, and I think people would eat up whatever, right? 'Cause it's Call of Duty. But I think like, hey, here's Black Ops 6. We worked this long on it. Here's the sweet trailer. It's going to be a whole new experience, kind of a thing. I think people are really going to be excited for that. And I'm kind of interested in it, but I was laughing I saw a bunch of people on Twitter, again, gaming Twitter, my sources for everything. They're like, how is it Call of Duty Black Ops 6? Where's Black Ops 5?
It's actually Black Ops 7.
Yeah, that's what we were just looking it up. Yeah.
World at War was apparently a Black Ops title.
So there's actually 7 Black Ops games. Yeah, 7 Black Ops games.
And Cold War was 5. Apparently,
people
just didn't think about it.
Yeah, and did you like Cold War?
I loved Cold War. Cold War was like I didn't play Call of Duty for a long time. Like I just after like probably Modern Warfare 2 the first time, or I played Modern Warfare 3, and then I think I bought Black Ops 2.
Yeah,
I think I bought that game and I played it for like 2 minutes.
I liked 2, 3,
and then I never played a Call of Duty game until Cold War.
I really liked Black Ops 2. I think it was probably my favorite Call of Duty multiplayer.
It's probably a good one.
It was very good.
I personally have never been into the zombie stuff.
Yeah.
So like I know that has a big following to it, and like I have nothing bad to say about the Call of Duty, like the Call of Duty zombie stuff. Like I just just wasn't appealing to me at the time. And like I've wanted to play it, but again, it's one of those like I don't just want to play it by myself. Like,
like Call of Duty Zombies to me has always been really fun. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies was the best Call of Duty Zombies that like in my opinion, my experience. Probably nostalgia, but probably. But,
well, it's fine.
But the maps were great. It felt like they weren't doing too much with it. I think in some of the newer games, the zombies, they've kind of branched out a little bit, which some people love. Like, I'm sure some people really like that. I just wasn't a huge fan of zombies. Like, in Cold War, I thought zombies was okay. I thought
I didn't even touch zombies in Cold War.
Multiplayer in Cold War was really good.
That was my jam.
Yeah, like, I liked Cold War multiplayer.
Jumped back into that and into Call of Duty with Black Ops Cold War, and it was like, I don't know. I played it the other day.
It's fun.
And it was like... Obviously, movement is way different than the newer games, and like I was like trying to do this and that, whatever, and I was trying to bop around, but I was still bopping around and doing some stuff, which was like I don't know, it just kind of hit me with that little. I mean, we're always seeking the nostalgia a little bit, here and there, and I got a little bit of that, like a little nibble.
Ooh, that sweet nostalgia.
And it felt good. It felt good to go back and like try it out again.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think all the Black Ops games, well, I shouldn't say all, most of the Black Ops games have been pretty good, I think. I think Black Ops 1 was good, 2 was good, 3 was a little, or I think 3 was the one I actually enjoyed, 4 was a little 5 being Cold War was great.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for 6. I think it could be great. I'm excited to see, I don't know if they already announced if you saw it or not yet. Are they having zombies? I don't think
I mean, they have to.
Yeah, and I don't think they really have said anything but, hey, here's the game coming out June 9th. We're going to give you all this stuff.
Did you play the zombie, I think it was like it's like a Warzone thing, but like zombie thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what
you're
talking
was like,
about.
I think it was the big map.
I didn't play that one on Cold War, right?
No, it was the newer like there was like a zombie mode for like the big, I think it was Verdansk, or like the actual like the most recent Call of Duty game. Like the big,
I guess I never played
big
that
open world zombie mode.
I feel because it's kind of like
it was a little controversial.
It's kind of like DMZ, right?
Kind of like DMZ, and then they were like, "Frick DMZ." You like DMZ? It's not getting enough attention. It's the fucking game that gets that says the freaking franchise that gets the most players like daily. Yeah, like come on.
I think I played that zombie DMZ like mode one time with our friend Dylan.
Okay.
I think I played it like one time, but it just wasn't really my cup of tea. But I wasn't a huge DMZ guy to begin with.
Yeah.
Like
DMZ was cool.
It is a cool idea.
I liked it for what it was. I fell out of it because of how buggy it was.
Yeah.
Because I would get halfway through a raid and it would crash or do whatever this and that, and I'm like, I'm literally just wasting my time. My most valuable resource. You're crashing, and I'm wasting my time.
And it's just fucked from there. I like the idea. I like that they branch out. I'm kind of like a walking hypocrite. I'm like, Call of Duty puts out the same stuff all the time. Like, right. And I do want like new maps and like some obviously like differing stuff. But I just like when I play things like DMZ and Call of Duty, I'm like, this isn't like the Call of Duty experience. I don't really care.
Right.
I like get
That's
out
the same
of it.
thing with Fortnite, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, they've got car racing in the game. They've got like Guitar Hero in it now.
Yeah,
like,
all sorts of like random sides, which is great. I like that they add that.
Did you see that they came out with a controller, like an official licensed controller that you can?
Fortnite did?
Yeah. Well, it's not Fortnite branded, but it's for the Fortnite games. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can like play.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check this out.
Like, I'm sure it's at GameStop or something.
Is it like a Guitar Hero?
Yeah, it's a Guitar Hero controller. Basically, they made a new one. They've finally made a new Guitar Hero thing.
It is 2024, and they made a new Guitar Hero controller for Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah, Fortnite.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Marquez Brownlee,
and Fortnite. Anyway,
so I like that they do those side things. Like, I'm not like, they should have never made DMZ. Like, I just don't. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna play the multiplayer. Maybe play the zombies. Like, I kind of agree with you. The zombies haven't really like. There hasn't been a zombie game mode that's got me hooked since Black Ops 1.
My case is that like it just wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
But like multiplayer has always been there for me, and like that's always been my like 1v1 me in gun game. I will win every time.
Yes.
Like it's like that like drive to just like be good at multiplayer is like what really keeps me going. I'm interested in Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do, but my sort of take on it, and I don't think it's a hot take at all. I don't think it is.
We'll see.
I think it should be a $40 game. I think they should make it $40 because you're gonna spend more than $70 on the game because you're gonna buy the freaking Gundam skin that comes out next week. I know that that's not part of Black Ops 6, but I'm mad about it because they're coming out with some Gundam skins.
Yeah.
And they look sick.
$25.
And I know I'm gonna spend $40 to $50 on these stupid skins, and they better work with Black Ops 6. They better port over, or I'm gonna be mad. And everybody's telling me, it's like, yep, they're gonna come over. All your skins and stuff are gonna come over from the other game, and I'm like, you better not be lying
Full of
to
shit.
me. You better not be fucking lying to me right now.
So do you think they'll do like a Warzone, like just update Warzone to Black Ops?
Yeah, probably Warzone 3.0 or whatever.
But no, that is crazy. That skin. It's not even like oh, Call of Duty has skins. Everybody probably predicts like Call of Duty's gonna have skins. The price that they charge for the skins in Call of Duty is what blows my mind.
That's literally what has stopped me from playing Call of Duty, is because like I can't. Like, it's just so much.
It's too expensive.
Like, I get that they have the licensing fees, but they fucking make that money back.
But Fortnite isn't that expensive.
Right. Because they got the money. I don't know. They got Big Daddy Disney, money or whatever. But then Activision's probably, I don't know. I don't know how Disney stacks up against
what it
Activision
looks like.
and Blizzard at this point,
It's interesting, though. It is.
But they all have skeletons in their freaking closets. But Fortnite does charge for their skins.
Yeah.
It's not as egregious, and I can be more agreeable to it.
Yeah.
But that's partially because, Fortnite.
They're the top dog.
Well, that, and like they have like the passes that you can just like pay monthly or whatever. Like Fortnite team, like whatever it's called.
Yeah, their subscription basically.
I accidentally paid for like a year of it, over time, and just have a bunch of V-Bucks. Like,
dying.
So like I can just afford whatever I want at this point.
He's Fortnite rich.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Call of Duty should just do that.
Said, what's the V-Bucks economy?
What can I just the C-Bucks. The COD points. So
you think Call of Duty should be a $40 game?
Yeah, I think Call of Duty should be a $40 game because they know that they're going to make a ton of money and not even DLC. I was about to call it DLC. I feel like I'm super boomer pilled when I call things DLC. It's not DLC. It's literally it's just cosmetics.
You talking about that DLC over there?
Talking about that Gundam DLC? I want to be a Zaku. Like.
That's gonna make a great clip.
Yeah, I want to be a freaking Zaku. I want the axe. It's gonna look really cool. And they don't give you the beam sword for the white Gundam. It's only for the freaking assassination or whatever, like the takedown.
Yeah.
Pull out the beam sword. Like
the beam sword costs an extra $5.99.
No, don't give them any ideas. But it looks sick. Like most Call of Duty skins look like it's a dude in a suit.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It looks like a guy just like dressed up as this thing.
Yeah, cosplaying.
The Gundam skins look good.
They look sweet.
I think they look good.
I completely agree with you. I haven't played Call of Duty much at all.
Yeah.
But new age Call of Duty, I should say. Back in my day, it wasn't so pricey. But I think it could absolutely be a $40 game. And
it's going to be on Game Pass too.
Yeah, it's going to be on Game Pass.
If you were worried about, we were talking kind of poo-poo about Game Pass recently, that we don't really use it at all. Still paying for it. You're going to get Call of Duty.
Yep.
I want it on Steam, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd probably just the amount of months I pay for Game Pass, I could just buy the game. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, you're going to spend $70 on a game
in 4 months.
Well, yeah, and then it's like if you paid for Game Pass, like you're gonna pay for it over the course of several months.
Yeah, and then just keep it.
But then it's not yours.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do with Halo Infinite right now. All I play on my Xbox, whenever I take the dust off it, turn it on, and play some games.
Poor guy.
Is I'm gonna play Hellblade. We'll get into that later. I'm gonna play Hellblade, but Halo Infinite's the only thing I'll get on for. So it's
play some ranked with the boys.
Yeah, and I never actually purchased Halo Infinite though. So I am just straight up Game Passing it. But I've purchased Halo Infinite 8 times at this point. So it's Call of Duty on Game Pass is gonna be great, but you could just buy it and probably save yourself money. And it's a bigger upfront investment, but you'll save yourself money in the long run. Yeah. And I think that's what they're gonna run into. That is what they're running into. I mean, that seems super apparent. It's Game Pass has gotten too good of a deal. It's become too good of a deal.
Right.
And I'm surprised Xbox and Microsoft are putting Call of Duty on Game Pass because that is such a cash cow. I mean, we were talking about it a couple episodes ago. They would never make it exclusive because it makes so much money.
Yeah.
But it's kind of bizarre that like they put it on Game Pass. Like they never like officially said either when they bought Activision, like, hey, all these Activision games are gonna be on Game Pass.
Well, that was like the hope, right? Because the games are getting so much more expensive, and just paying a monthly fee is more appealing to some people. That it's like, it's cheaper.
I just don't get, and again,
I think a lot of people will still buy Game Pass because of Call of Duty, because it is cheaper, because they don't want to spend the $70.
Exactly. And then they'll pay $180 by the time they're done playing the game.
But here's the thing, like, what if, I didn't think about this, like, what if you you have Game Pass and you have Call of Duty, you're playing it through Game Pass, and then you buy skins, and then you don't pay for Game Pass anymore.
Then you bought skins for a game you don't own, I guess.
Yeah, and then you just have to like buy the game so that you can get your shit back.
That's why people should just buy the game, in my opinion.
That's rough. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like, you could spend like $200 on skins and then not even own the game and be like locked out of it.
Well, at that point, you're just stupid.
Yeah, you just buy the fucking game. Just buy the game. Like, that's.
I didn't think about that. That's weird.
And you know what's really interesting too about like this whole new Call of Duty thing being brought up a lot of interesting stuff. So obviously, like, the Game Pass financial situation has been brought up, and we just talked about that. But another big thing that's super weird is like, hey, are we currently in the end of like console generations? Because I was just reading, like, yes, Black Ops 6 will come out for like PS4 and Xbox One, and the main reason,
that's weird.
Yeah, and the main reason behind that, at least this is all speculation, but it seems to be like very like, you know what I mean, like reputable, valid like sources on this.
Yeah.
But it appears that Black Ops 6 is going to come out on Xbox One and PS4, so like the last generation of consoles, right? Because I saw a stat that said 48% of PlayStation gamers are still on PS4.
I saw that.
Yeah, so they aren't going to like be like, hey, you can't buy this. Like, so since 48% of people are still on PS4, they're bringing out the new Call of Duty on PS4 because they can't lose out all that money. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
It is crazy. So like in the PS4, I mean the PS2 went on forever, and we talked about that, like one of the first episodes we talked about that, how they kept like silently making games for it forever. But this is like weird because it's not even like they're silently making games for it anymore. Like we talk about the Series X all the time. It's a common discourse of like the Series X might be holding back next gen game development or whatever,
right.
which we think is a joke, and it is a joke.
Yeah.
But it's like, so let me ask you this. Do you think like keeping games like alive for the PS4 and Xbox One is holding back in any way, or not really? Do you think it's just two different optimized like versions?
I think it's probably two different optimized
That's
versions.
what I think too.
But I think it's odd that they would do that.
It is odd. It's odd that, and it's probably just because like it's tough times right now. But it's odd.
Sure, no, absolutely.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Don't you think?
It's so weird to me though that like the PlayStation 5 has sold 5 times the amount that Xboxes have sold for. Like maybe it's just the Series X, because then that would make more sense because a lot of Series S's have been sold. But it's still interesting to me that that's where we're at. Like,
no, and you're absolutely right. By the way,
and still. Would you say 55%?
It was 45? Like it was like right under half, so like 48%
are still on PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Man, you're really getting your mileage out of that PS4.
Yes, people are definitely getting their
which is great.
It is, yeah.
It's sad to see, when a console era sort of ends, like with the Xbox 360. And did they shut down the store finally? It's probably
it's in July.
Okay,
they shut that down.
That's so weird.
It is very weird. It's just weird to me that, and you were right, absolutely. By the way, the PS5 has sold a lot more than any Xbox.
So
console.
Much. Is it just compared to the Xbox Series X, or is it all Xbox? Because I feel like it's
probably just the Series X, but I'm not sure.
I feel like that would be the best way to bolster their number.
Yeah,
is to just compare it to the Series X, because I don't own a Series X. I own 2 Series S's.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a mistake. I ordered one, and then I didn't know if the other one was going to come. And then you told me that they were at Walmart that one time, and I was like, I'm just going to go to Walmart, and then I was going to cancel my GameStop
and it showed
order,
up,
and then it just showed. I was like.
and they were rare at that time. We went through that weird console drought.
Yeah, me being a millennial tech hoarder, I was like, I have 2 Xboxes, none of which I touch anymore because I just play on my PC and my Steam Deck.
That's why I hardly touch my Series X. But yeah, it's crazy.
It's sitting right here though.
I know. I booted it up and I downloaded Hellblade 2, which we'll dive into that in a minute here. But
probably had to dust it off.
Yeah, no, I did, and I had to pause like 9 games immediately. We were like updating. I'm like, nope. Stop all that. I just want to download Hellblade 2. But yeah, it's crazy to think that the PS4 is still like super popping in terms of like there's 48% of the demographic is
Do
on
they
there.
even still sell the PS4?
They do. I a couple times at Walmart, I've seen a PS4 sitting on the shelf still.
That's wild.
And I know that's got to be coming to an end soon, I'd imagine.
Yeah, they have to.
But yeah, I've seen, and it's weird because I've seen new PS4s on the shelves and they're bundled with like Modern Warfare 3.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild to me too because this is a total side tangent. And I guess it's not that bad. So my friend brought over their PS. They had 2 PS4s, and one of them was running real hot. It's it was probably a launch PS4.
The OG, yeah.
Yeah. It's really easy to work on too, which I appreciated. But it was running really hot. It was the PS4 that they played a ton of Overwatch on. Like they were a gamer kind of when they were younger, but then they didn't have their own console. And then they bought a PS4 as an adult and like played a ton of Overwatch, which is cool. It's cool.
Is super cool.
I'm glad that she didn't tell me that beforehand because I was like just ripping this thing apart, and then like I fixed it, and like it works great now. But if I would have known that it was like her like beloved PS4, I would have been like more nervous to work on it. But I repasted it and everything so that like because those old PS4s and even maybe like the newer ones, I don't know, the thermal paste just gets yucky.
It does it's known on the PS5 too.
Really?
Yeah.
PS5's supposed to that's supposed to be liquid metal.
And what's crazy is there's a ton of overheating. At least maybe not these new revision of the PS5,
yeah.
but the OG ones. I know a lot of people that have overheating issues.
I know the PS5. Well, stop making it look like a fucking router.
Yep.
And
the plates.
like actual like give us a good thermal design.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so the old PS4s like they just with time they just much like most things, old computers, whatever. The thermal paste will just dry up.
It's honestly impressive that her PS4 ran that long.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like I'm thinking about like they're still selling PS4s right now. Those have hard drives in them.
Yep.
Those have 500 gig hard drives in them that are slow, like just slow. And you think about like they're gonna have to optimize this Black Ops 6 game to run on a hard drive. Which is probably, I don't even know if what speed they are. Probably 5,400 RPM. I don't know. Just dog water.
Yeah.
Just dog water. And nice. The PlayStation 4 is easily upgradable to like another SATA SSD if you really want to. But still, you're not.
It's still a hassle like that.
Just adding an SSD isn't going to make the game run any better.
No.
It's just going to make it load faster.
Yeah. They were, I didn't think about that way. The PS4 was really easy to upgrade. Like, you do the hard drive, you just pop that plate off. Whoop,
yeah, with the Xbox Series stuff now, you have to like buy those really expensive memory cards.
Those little cards.
Which are getting cheaper, by the way. Like,
which is good.
As a Series S owner that doesn't use them very much, but thinks about if I did. You can get those like there are other brands that make them now, and you can just
like
they're
WD
cheaper.
or whatever.
Yeah, Seagate makes one now too.
Yeah, that's
WD was
cool.
like had like they were like the only ones that made it.
Yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah.
And they were like super expensive.
It was horrible.
And now I think
it was like
Seagate
$200 for like a terabyte when it first launched or whatever. It's like
trash,
horrendous,
stupid.
Before we move on from that, I wonder what the answer to it is. Like, so a lot of the PlayStation exclusives have come out on both. There's been a handful that haven't. Like Returnal was just PS5. I
got that for PC recently.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. There's a couple games that have been like, this is just on PS5 because like the hard drive stuff it just can't run on a PS4.
Yeah,
but
because that's the big deal with the PS5, right? Because it's like got the Gen 5 SSD, which not even most computers don't have Gen 5 SSD.
Yeah, so that's the big deal with it. And but there's some exclusives like God of War Ragnarok, for instance, that's on PS4 and PS5. So like they've kind of done this thing where like, some games are just PS5 or next gen, some are both. Do you think like soon they should just be like, it's just PlayStation 5?
They've always done that,
and
at a certain point.
Yeah, and I think like that is becoming kind of a hot take, but I don't think it really should be. I think it's like we're kind of getting to the point like within this next year where it's like, all right, you've had 5 years now to get a PlayStation. The shortage is over. I know it's a tough situation, but like if we want these games to run okay, then we have to like.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Good for them for supporting the PS4 for as long as they have, and I feel like what the Xbox 360 lasted, like 14 years, something like that, long time. How long has it been since the PS4 came out? Like
2013, I want to say.
So
is when they launched.
Yeah, I mean, then you're looking.
11 years. 11 this point.
Yeah, we're kind of getting up to that point.
Yeah, I mean, within the next year.
I mean,
or two.
you have to. I mean, it's good. It's good that they've been supporting it for this long, and I think that's smart of them to do, because obviously, PlayStation has this probably out of all of the consoles. I feel like they have like the strongest like. I don't know how to say it. They've got a big following.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't want to say fanboys, because I feel like that's a negative connotation.
But they do.
But they do. They've
do.
got the biggest fan base because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then Xbox does the same thing, but there's marketing.
Yeah, it's just a different. Yeah.
It's just a different world.
A whole different, and it's so sad that they fumbled since the 360. But
and flow. It's good to have competition.
It is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
And that's why I think it's goofy. There's always these rumors, and I think we're gonna kind of jump. We're jumping right into it. Like, Microsoft there was a rumor floating around, and this isn't like a confirmed thing, and this happens every other year or every couple of years. There was a rumor that Microsoft wanted to purchase Valve, the makers of Steam, the biggest gaming platform on PC, for $16 billion.
Which is insane.
What do you think about that?
I think, so when I first saw the headline, Microsoft is thinking about buying Steam.
Yep.
Xbox is thinking about buying Steam, whatever the headline would read. I was like, one, I know that's not going to happen. But two, like right. I always like to think with these rumors, like, oh, what if that did happen? You know what I mean?
That's the fun part, is like speculating and thinking about like what.
Yeah, what would that look like?
In a world where that actually happened, what if?
Yeah, so my what if, after it happens every couple of years, that's bullshit. My what if is like, oh God, no, please. Like the Michael Scott, oh God, no, please. Like that was me, because we've every episode we've gone off about Xbox at this point, and you guys know my opinion on it. As an Xbox guy, I've always been an Xbox guy. Everything they have bought in some form or another seems to have tarnished, or just taken a step back,
taking a big old.
So it's like, do not buy Steam.
Do not.
Please do not. I mean, they wouldn't, but please. I'd never want that to happen.
So think about here too, like, so Gabe Newell, the owner of Valve, is worth about half of what Microsoft is offering, or rumored to offer. So imagine Gabe Newell is worth $8 billion.
That's insane to comprehend.
And Valve is not even a publicly traded company. It's a private company.
It's pretty incredible to think about.
They got nothing. Like Xbox, like, I think it would be cool in the future, and we were talking about it, to like have Steam on Xbox. Yeah,
like a partnership.
Like a sort of partnership, because that's kind of what they've been moving towards. But I really love that, like having the sort of like the discussion about having a partnership between Xbox and Valve. Valve has like previously stated in the past, like towards Xbox, they're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
We don't need you.
And why? That's my question too. Is like, if you're like looking at the flip side, why would Valve ever want to?
They don't
do
need
that?
to.
Yeah, and honestly, they like don't, because there's competition. But Steam is kind of like a monopoly. Like they're so like just such a heavy hitter.
It is, but they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they're not being like malicious.
Right, which is like something you can't really say about some of the other things that have been happening.
Oh, absolutely.
And how things have been running in the gaming space and the console space and everything else.
It's not like a bunch of corporate like mumbo jumbo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Steam's always been good. It's been consistently good for a long period of time. So,
well, just think about the fact that like Steam, you have cloud saves.
Yeah.
Do you have cloud saves on Xbox? You do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to pay for that?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to pay for that. You've never had to pay for that on Steam.
Yep.
You've never, ever had to pay for any of that stuff on Steam, because they just do it.
Yeah. And they were kind of like, honestly, that was the one thing where like the Xbox 360 seemed to be doing way better than the PS3 at the start of that whole life cycle.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it was because of stuff, which, I mean, it did very well in several other ways, but like the PS3, the one thing they always got right too is kind of following in that footstep of like, remember they didn't charge for online.
Yeah.
Like there was no PSN. I mean, there was PSN, but not like PSN Plus at that point. So like anything like if you're first to the market one, or one of the first people to the market one, but then you do stuff like that that's just super like consumer friendly and like cost friendly. I mean, you're just setting yourself up for to be the monopoly without doing anything evil.
Yeah, and Valve doesn't have to make hardware.
No,
they don't
absolutely
have to.
Not.
They made the Steam Deck because they wanted to.
It's kind of like a passion project, right?
Right.
I mean,
and what came out of it was something that's just, I don't know. I think it's incredible, but it's like, and it's just like Xbox, where like all the hardware is like taking a loss.
Yep.
But they're the biggest platform to buy games on PC to exist, and nobody can compete.
And that's where
not even Epic with all their free games.
Right. Yeah. Not Epic doesn't compete.
I don't think I've ever. I think I may have bought one game on Epic. It was called Ooblets.
I know. Yeah, I have played Ooblets on Game Pass before.
Yeah. Now it's on Steam.
And that's what's kind of funny though is they're kind of Xbox is kind. I mean, they're not a legitimate threat, but like with PC Game Pass, I mean that is kind of like a challenger. I mean, not a valid challenger.
I don't think it takes a big enough chunk out of what
Steam
is doing.
Definitely not. And like the sale, and again, you own the games, so it's like that's the huge you own because it's like all virtual.
It's up to
right?
Ubisoft. You don't own your games.
Exactly, and you'll like it.
And you'll like it. You'll enjoy it.
And you'll fucking love that.
You'll just take it for what it is.
In my opinion, there's just no, like you said, Gabe already is worth an ungodly amount of money.
Yep.
There's no reason of like, hey, like this seems like it's a good deal for both of us. Let's do it. There's no a partnership maybe, but even then, like the partnership would be in Steam's favor rather than like Microsoft or Xbox's favor. Yeah. Like if you allow Steam to be, like we were talking about it earlier, if you open up the Xbox, if it goes full third party, which the same kind of rumor report is, and we'll get into that in a second, but has said like, oh, they're going to go full third party. That benefits Steam more than it does Xbox. So it's like, what? I don't really even get why they would want to buy
Xbox
Steam.
Is just kind of like tugging on the coattails of Steam and being like,
help
me, help, please help.
We're lost.
Well, I feel that way after Xbox, they announced that they're making a mobile platform or like a mobile.
The handheld?
No, it's not even the handheld. They're like making their own app store.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. They're like,
sheesh.
I mean, think about it this way. They've got like, what is it, Candy Crush?
Oh,
is like the biggest game to ever exist, and they're like,
the boomers love Candy Crush.
We're gonna make our own app store.
Jeez,
with just the idea that like, I mean, so to be fair, there's probably going to be some cool like, mobile games on there like that are Doom related or like some other cool stuff that'll probably come out.
Fallout Shelter-ish kind of stuff.
Well, I mean that's been around for a long time.
It's already a thing.
That's already a thing. But I'm saying like in terms of like, there's going to be some Xbox IP stuff that's on mobile, which is cool. I mean, mobile is a huge chunk of the gaming world. It is more than half of it at this point, which they want to capitalize on that. We'll see about the execution though.
Yeah,
we'll see how it actually plays out because it's like to get into the mobile gaming market huge. Now. Yeah, you got to compete against Apple's App Store. You got to compete against the Play Store. Like, you think you're gonna do something?
And actually, think of this too. Do you remember when Sony made like the PlayStation phone thing?
Oh yeah.
Remember Sony made that phone that like it's like the flip up kind of phone?
Yeah, I watched a video about it the other day, like a kind of like a retro rewind.
Yeah, even Sony's tried to. I mean, not with an app store, but they like cracked into that market, and like it's just not profitable enough to like.
Not for them.
Yeah, to stay in. I don't think like, and not even just this decision aside. Sometimes I just look at like what Microsoft is doing, and I'm like, I think sometimes like, and this, I don't know, this might come off as super like rude or like condescending, but like, I think sometimes you like look at these really rich, out of touch people, and you're like, you are so rich that you have lost common sense.
Yeah.
Like it is really not as complicated as you're making it be. You know what I mean? Like, and we've said it before, like on camera and off camera, just like the Xbox thing, just make good games.
Yeah, just make good games.
Like, yes, this whole creative freedom thing, we're buying all these companies, giving up. Clearly, that isn't working. Like, you have to have some sort of organizational leadership. You got to stop getting all these things, like, tangled up. And I think Game Pass started as a really good idea, and I think it's just kind of just, like, gone a little too far, taking a couple steps too far, and they've lost value in it. Like, there's no, like, profitability to it. And that, unfortunately, even though it's a great vision, is, like just led to all these bad decisions. You know what I mean? And trying to, like, save face, basically. Right. And, I mean, it's kind of going off of that mobile store thing, but it just makes you like, you just look at Microsoft and you're like, what the hell is going on? Like, guys,
what are you guys doing?
Yeah, what is even going on right now?
What's the plan, buddy?
And it wouldn't even be that devastating if they didn't make the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 was one of the best consoles ever. How do you go from the 360 to that Xbox One reveal where it's like, we're gonna sell you a TV box?
Yeah. I made a tweet about that. I don't know if you saw that. I made a tweet about it where it was something off the back of like, I don't know if you saw this, but the next version of Windows or there's going to be an update in the future that's going to be using AI to basically like take screen captures of everything you do on your computer. Yeah. That's going to be something that's going to exist. That's probably we're going to push it back and we're going to say no. But the idea is that like you won't ever forget anything because it's all going to be there, because everything you're doing is you can just rewind and be like, oh yeah, I did that. So it makes sense from maybe a production standpoint, like a productivity standpoint, like where you got to remember stuff. But it's fucking weird. It's like you can't just do that. You can, and is it going to be? And they were like, it's going to be saved locally. It's not going to hit our servers. It's not going to do any of that stuff.
Right.
And I was like, yes, just like we should have a game console where it's always online and it has a camera and a microphone on all the time. That sounds like a really good idea.
Yes.
I posted that like the day before my birthday, and then somebody just commented on it yesterday. Like. No, like the post. I don't have a big Twitter following. The post didn't give very much of a interaction, but somebody commented on it. That this is funny. They commented on it. There's some random name. The account has an Assassin's Creed logo for their
Love it. Of course, of course.
And I was like, and they said like, yeah, that actually happened. And then they explained that it actually happened, and I was like, that's why I said it.
That's the fucking point.
That's why I said it, bro.
That's the fucking point.
And he liked it, and he didn't say anything. I was like, dude,
brain rot,
dude,
bruh,
dude. That's satire. Like I'm making fun of it. It's very fun.
That's satire.
It is very goofy.
That is satire.
It's so goofy.
It's just crazy. Yeah, you get the Xbox 360 to we're gonna sell you that exact thing you just said. Like,
yeah.
I don't. That's crazy though. They said that because it's like, oh yeah, we're not gonna like get it to our servers. I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a second. That's like AI is cool, but it's like there's so much stuff that people probably don't realize that how they're making AI really infringes on your rights or like privacy big time. Like, like I mean, this is off gaming. I'll just touch on it very quickly, but like I mean, just think of like all the like Facebook settlements. Did you see all that they like sold? So they sold like. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. Last year, like you could apply in August for like this settlement, and it's like everybody got like $5. Like that's I got like $5 out of it. Wow. But it's because Facebook sold all of our message histories, like all of our details and stuff, to and a lot of people. I don't know if it's like 100% confirmed, but like the idea is they sold it to like AI creators, like to fuel the AI or whatever. So it's like there's a lot. We're going to run into that.
And you only get $5.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like Facebook probably sold that for way more than they probably
all of your privacy.
Yes, they've made way. They're like, yeah, we'll take the lawsuit, whatever. Like that'll only take a chunk out of the profits. So AI in gaming is going to be. That's definitely going to be impacted.
Okay, so that going back to gaming, there's a game right now, and I can't remember what it's. Not Crypt of the Necrodance. That's a totally different. Crypt of something. It's a game where you type your spells and you do the different things and actions. And I'm pretty sure that's AI.
Yeah,
like that game, because there's so much interactions and
just possibilities
and possibilities for you to type different words and different things. I think that was a really good implementation of AI.
Yeah. Because
it does have like a little story and things. And like there's one like boss where like you have to make a rap with him, or like he's a king or something. You have to like make a rap with him to like a diss track to send to the next person that you see. And like and you can like help out make the diss track and whatever rhymes with this word you can use, and like some of it the AI doesn't really pick up on some of the like intricacies of like this word does rhyme with this, but it doesn't actually, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought that was like a cool.
That's cool.
I can't remember what it was called. One of my favorite content creators is actually playing it right now, and like I've been really enjoying watching him play it.
There's definitely good. Like I'm I like using AI. I'll just say it. I like AI in a lot of
it can be
ways.
very helpful.
Yeah, it's just like the method of how we're building it is going to be an issue. And of course, with any industry, but especially gaming, I just worry about like jobs.
Cryptmaster.
It's
like a typing game.
I think it's going to be sweet in situations like that, or like procedurally generated games that have always
some
been
of the
a thing.
VR stuff's been really cool.
Yeah,
like you walk into a tavern. Or, I mean, this is like again, it's like one little scenario, but like you walk into a tavern and like you just talk to people and like they just give you AI responses.
So that's genuinely cool. I think there's just a lot of, it's like 50-50. There's a lot of cool things, there's a lot of scary things. Like,
well, I feel like that's a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
When and a new, things are starting to develop and we're sort of discovering the possibilities of certain things. AI is one of those things that's kind of scary because like there's been so many sci-fi movies and things that have depicted AI to be like
this evil.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's more real.
Yeah.
It's getting more real every day.
I just worry like when I mean scary too. I like a lot of people do think that exact way. Like, oh, we're gonna like die, whatever. I mean more like a lot of people might lose jobs because and really.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways people wouldn't. It would be very cool if we all could use AI as this tool and people not lose their jobs, but companies are just so greedy that they're like, hey, instead of paying that person $40,000 a year, let's do 3/4 of their role is now incorporated by AI, and then the last fourth, somebody else will take it. You know what I mean?
And I think that there will be a very real possibility that we get to that point, but at this point, like we're still
it's not there yet.
We're still kind of like the fear is still there and it's still looming overhead. Like, when does this get good enough to where like it could take? I mean, to be fair, there's jobs right now that are absolutely being taken, like voiceover work and stuff like that. Like I did a little bit of that for a little bit, and we're getting to the point where a lot of those programs. They have several different voices to choose from, and like you can even see that stuff on YouTube and stuff, like where people will make videos with those AI voices. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to tell, like that's the bad part. It's like it's kind of hard to tell that it's AI at this point.
And there's a lot of upside too, like how we always talk about like one game developers, you know what I mean? Like this game has one person making it. Yeah. If they don't have the money to like hire voice actors or whatever. Like,
you've seen that too on Twitter where like somebody makes a animation that's really cool, like a really, really cool animation, but they didn't have money to pay a voice actor to do it. And they get a bunch of shit about not being able to hire.
I don't have a problem.
It's like, bro,
with that.
I don't make enough money. I just did this on my free time, and like it's a really cool animation. It was like a Scooby Doo animation.
It's like if this blows up, sure, I'll pay somebody. But
right, but then like people like were like totally wrecking this person because like they had to use AI to voice it. And it's like I don't have money to.
It's a tool I can use,
Right, which, I mean, I don't know. It's tough.
It is. It's definitely going to be a game changer, and there's ups and downs. We'll just see where it goes.
A game changer.
A video game changer. Speaking of video games, not changing much. Let's talk really quick about X Defiant. So the Call of Duty killer. It seems like every other year there's a Call of Duty killer.
I think that those people that say that are just, they want to jump on the next thing because they want to be.
The hype.
They're jumping on the hype. They're jumping on the hype because Call of Duty is still here.
It is, yeah, and it probably will always be here, right?
But for people that are like that, I feel like it's just like I want to get in first.
Yes.
I want to say that it's the best first.
Yeah, and how like clickbaity and like it probably works out very well. Of like, hey, there's a new shooter coming out, Call of Duty, like everybody loves it. The Call of Duty killer.
I watched a little footage of it because I haven't played it. It's free to play.
Yep, X Defiant's a free to play game.
Better than Call of Duty.
Yeah, we'll give them that.
More people can play it because it's free, but will more people play it?
That's the question.
And it looks like visually. And probably just looks like a combination of Call of Duty and Siege.
Yeah, and I've read, I haven't played it myself
and stuff, but like it looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah, and I think that's where like the whole spin of like the Call of Duty killer always comes from. That people take advantage of that, right, for like clickbait and stuff.
Yeah,
but from what I've like read, I haven't played it. Kind of same thing as you. I've seen some stuff on it.
I kind of want to play it. Yeah.
I kind of want to check it out just to see what it's like. Yeah. The biggest things I saw though was like the overall feel is like X Defiant feels like a mobile game that got ported to PC and console, or is it just PC at this point?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's just a feeling or if it actually was a thing. Because I don't think it's been a mobile. But
yeah,
I can. Yeah,
it just feels kind of like.
I've played games like that where you're like, this seems like a mobile game.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I saw, a lot of like Call of Duty fans aren't super hyped about X Defiant because there's like no kill cams, there's no kill streaks, there's no skill based or not skill based, but ranked matchmaking. There just seems to be
there isn't skill based matchmaking.
Yeah, and that we talked about that before the show.
I was just watching the thing about it. There's no skill based matchmaking, so like they're really trying to play to the people that because people don't like the skill based matchmaking in Call of Duty. It's like, oh, we'll get you over here then.
Yeah, we're X Defiant.
Come on over here. We're gonna be different.
But also you have like no kill streaks, no rewards for doing good, no kill cams. Like I don't know. It seems like
like a free-to-play game to me.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems very half-baked. Like if it was maybe like a beta game. That's what it comes off to me at least. Like, because how do you not have like any like if I'm like on a 20 kill streak, there should be some sort of thing that goes in my favor because of that.
But that is a Call of Duty thing.
It is.
So
yeah.
like to say like, oh, there's no kill streaks. It's like, it's not Call of Duty, brah.
It's breaking my brain.
I can't have it without.
Where are the dogs? Where's the fucking flying robots?
Do you think about it? There's 20. How many Call of Duty titles? 22.
A lot.
They have been made in the past 30 years. Or
they have programmed my brain to stop.
Yeah, you have to have kill streaks. Where's my nuke?
Yeah, where's my nuke? If any COD killers come out, they're trash. There's no kill. They have done their psyop on me and it's worked.
I've been psyoped.
But yeah, no, like it seems worth checking out. I would say that.
Yeah,
it seems worth checking out, especially like maybe breaking the norms of FPS games. You're like, hey, these all feel the same. Maybe X Defiant would feel different because of that way.
Right.
It seems to be very mixed. Some people seem to love it, probably because of the skill-based matchmaking not being there. People like play into that.
People are like, hell yeah, I don't have to go against the people with a similar skill level.
Yeah, let me get those Christmas kids. They just
let me get those Christmas kids.
They just got the game. Let's shit on them.
Free weekend kids.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be one of those things where they like continually improve it too. We'll see.
Sure. I mean, Siege has been around for a long time.
Siege has.
It kind of shocks me. Like, so for one of my jobs recently, I don't work there anymore, but I had to interact with middle schoolers and high schoolers. I love that. It's because of Jinxie, the streamer. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yep.
They blew up.
They
recently.
love Siege. Yeah.
They play so much Siege. He basically revived that game.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Revived interest in that game because those kids on the at the job that I was working at, they would talk about Siege.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I played Siege it feels like 10 years
almost
ago.
10 years. I mean, it was like 2016 or 17 when it came out.
It feels like forever ago. And I played, I mean, if you look at my most played games on Steam, like Siege is kind of up there. Siege is kind of up there, which is kind of surprising because I didn't think that I played it that much, but I played it a lot.
That showed you the power of like a mega influencer. I know he's like a mega influencer. It's not like just your typical YouTuber. But that's
just like a dude, and then he just got
it's insane to me. And I'll actually say, Jinxie seems like a good guy.
He seems cool. Yeah.
He seems like a genuinely nice kid. So it's like, I think people, one, it's awesome what Jinxie did for Siege, like reviving it. That's super cool because I think Siege is a good game. But two, it's genuinely nice seeing like a mega streamer or influencer, or whatever you want to call them, right? That isn't like a dirtbag, in my opinion, because there's so many of those like mega influencers that and a lot of them do revive cool games and stuff, right? Yep. But they're like they're just like I guess their behaviors that they show on screen that make them like an attractive streamer or whatever aren't like middle schoolers shouldn't be acting like that.
Oh, I mean anybody that's on kick.com.
Exactly, yeah. So
and that's the other thing too is like kids still talk about those people and it's like you just find a better role model.
Yep. So it's like I think Jinxie's a win-win for that. He revives Siege and he's a genuinely good guy.
I think so. I think it was a good thing to happen.
It's a win-win
overall.
And speaking of another randomly, this is not planned at all, but randomly like a big influencer getting kind of into niche games. Did you see Kai Cenat playing Elden Ring?
Oh, I heard about it.
That I was laughing my butt off at that.
I saw you had Chris Rock?
No, it was Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart Hart was just hanging out. I saw a clip of him oh shoot, who was it? Autotune isn't dead. What's his name?
Oh,
Autotune guy. T-Pain donated gifted like 50 subs or whatever, and Kevin Hart was like, that other guy gifted 100 and you only gifted 50. Like, that was so funny.
He's like, T-Pain, get your broke ass wallet out. That was pretty good. It always funny seeing these like random people like get into, because Elden Ring's pretty niche, I would say. I mean, not niche, but like if like Kai Cenat doesn't really game, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, for him to play, it's odd. Somebody who always streams FIFA and shit, like it's
right. That's fair. One of our coworkers plays Elden Ring a lot.
Really?
It's so weird.
I love
what I'm talking
about.
I
know exactly who first person comes to mind.
And it's like such a so it does extend beyond the typical
definitely. Yeah.
People
I think Elden Ring's probably the first like Souls type to kind of do that. Probably.
Well, and I think Elden Ring is a little bit more approachable than any of the Dark Souls games.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's still freaking hard, and I had to do the multiplayer mod to enjoy it.
It is hard. It's definitely a couple bosses I had to as well. It's tough.
I think I'd like to go back and like with the new DLC, like maybe like do an actual solo run, because I did. The only reason I actually got through the game is because I used the multiplayer mod.
I had one boss I had to like hop on and like do the. I didn't even do like the mod, but I did multiplayer and got like two people who were just like, "Hey, I'm chilling here, helping people with this." I'm like, "Yep."
The nice thing about the multiplayer mod is that like you're just playing together. Yeah, you're not a ghost or whatever it is.
The weird Dark Souls multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get into these last couple points real quick, and then a lot of these we can brush through pretty quickly, just for the sake of time. But so we said there's an Xbox show June 9th. They're gonna announce some games. One that's been leaked and pretty much already confirmed is gonna be a new Doom game. I would say Doom 3 really, because it's a new kind of trilogy.
Yeah.
Doom 2016, Doom Eternal is a direct sequel to that, and then this is Doom: The Dark Ages is what it's called.
Be interested to see how they approach this one, because I remember like the original Doom games, like or the Doom 3 that came out.
Yep.
Was like totally different.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the only game that I've ever owned that I owned like the tin. Like the metal case for it. I did not like that game, but I owned like the cool case thing for it.
The are you talking about like a steelbook?
Yeah, steelbook. So like that game freaked me out.
Doom. I never played any of the like original Doom games. I think they were just a little before my time or whatever.
I think it was on the original Xbox.
Yeah, because like they started with the N64, if I'm remembering right? That era.
No, it was before that. They did make a Doom
64
remake. Yeah, they made it like Doom 64, but it was before then that they made Doom. I think Doom just started out on. There you go, Doom 64 on PS4.
Doom 64 on the PS4, the system that never dies.
Hell yeah!
Boom.
But yeah, I think it just started as a PC game like for a million bajillion,
and then kind of evolved into it's Eternal. Honestly, even like Doom Eternal, it wasn't like drastically different from 2016, but they added some stuff in that I think a lot of people didn't like. They had some platforming sections in it that was very bizarre, because like you're like this like. You're just fighting, killing, like doing all this crazy stuff, like all this fast-paced combat.
Right.
And then you're like, all right, now I'm swinging on this little bar and jumping to this little bar and then jumping to this island. And
Spider-Man up in here? Like, what?
the platforming sections in Doom Eternal felt very out of place. So I'm wondering if they're going to have some curveball for Dark Ages, or is it basically just going to be like Doom Eternal Part 2? I don't know.
It's gonna be Paper Mario Origami King or whatever. Like you gotta fight things in a circle now. Or...
Yeah. All right. All the demons get in a circle.
Yeah. I still have an aversion to Eternal because they did Mick Gordon bad.
Yeah, that's what you're saying before the show.
The person that does all the music for the Doom stuff, or has in the past, they did a lot of shitty stuff to him during the making of Eternal. Basically, like. I don't think he's coming back for the third one, so it's gonna. I mean, give somebody else an opportunity to make music for it, whatever. But Mick Gordon's legendary,
the OG,
in terms of
the top tier,
creating the Doom. Doom 2016, and you can listen to some of his other stuff too. It's just good.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's like a. I don't know. It's like you said. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, yep, somebody will get like an opportunity, but like you just wonder, like, is somebody small getting an opportunity?
But that's why, like, Eternal, like some of the music was like electronic sounding.
Yeah,
and, like,
no, you're right.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah,
like if you go on, I don't know, go on whatever music listening service, and like you listen to the original soundtrack for 2016. Like that's good stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's the good stuff,
and that's what Doom's known for, is like having sweet music,
right?
Like,
but then Mick Gordon's part of that.
Yeah,
and then you get into Eternal, and then like some of that was created by Mick, but then it was like edited or like I don't remember the whole story. But either way, they just totally goofed it up.
Yeah,
and I would be, if I was Mick Gordon, I'd be like,
never doing Doom.
Back.
Yeah, never doing Doom again. Yeah,
which is sad.
So it'll be interesting to see what this new Doom looks like, if it's just like a part 2 of Eternal, basically, or what it is.
It's gonna be full dubstep music, probably.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, we screwed over the last guy too. Like,
see you later.
We're gonna have this dubstep that AI made.
Oh, don't say that.
So yeah, that game's pretty much confirmed. We're gonna get that. I like the Doom games. I never knew about that situation, so that sucks.
Yeah, do a little read up.
I'll
on
definitely
that.
have to.
It's kind of.
I'm excited, but I'm also gonna be upset now at the same time. A couple other games though that have been like rumored to be in this like direct, I guess you'd say, a show. We're gonna talk about Call of Duty in there, right? Yep. We already talked about that. Like they're gonna have a trailer that actually shows gameplay, I'm sure, and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Fallout 3 remake, that is coming up again. So last year, around last fall, there was a lot of like leaks and reports about a Oblivion remake and a Fallout 3 remake or remaster. I don't know, whatever term you want to use. Not just like, hey, here's 60 FPS. They already did that, like Game Pass boost or whatever. So it's going to be like, new graphics, new textures, probably like Fallout 4 engine or whatever, right? Or like look like 76, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Which would be sweet. Fallout 3 is amazing, so that would be
people
sweet.
Really like Fallout 3.
But here's my only thing, is they've said that for like the last 3 Xbox shows. So I don't really have a lot of faith that Fallout 3 Remaster is coming or going to be announced on June 9th. But if Fallout 3 Remaster gets announced, I'm going to be so freaking hype. Yeah. Because Fallout 3, I think like New Vegas obviously gets like the rep of it's the best one, but I think 3 is really, really, really close.
3 is great.
3 is very close in my opinion to New Vegas, so I would love a Fallout 3 remaster.
Todd Howard wants to change your opinion.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? Let's do this. And it would make sense too if they remade Fallout 3 right now, because the show, we were just talking about that. Like, they want to cash in on the show. Look at how all the old games sold. Like they could get a whole huge golden egg under them.
Well, the show reminded people that Fallout existed.
Yes, exactly.
And I think like it's been, timing actually is pretty good, because the Fallout show came out.
Yep.
Still kind of relevant, and a lot of people are back into Fallout 4. People are like, the most people that have ever played Fallout 76 are playing Fallout 76, at least in the last month or so. And for it to kind of like it's touching all of the different games, and then if they do 3, then it's like people are gonna be like, oh yeah, Fallout 3,
it's great. And you don't even have the like, is this gonna suck? Like, cannot live up to the hype?
I'm gonna rebuy the game again.
Yeah, and Todd Howard loves that.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. We had Skyrim on the Xbox 360
and the
era.
Samsung fridge.
Yes, we had we really got to a point where Skyrim could be played on fucking Alexa. So
yeah, exactly.
Skyrim, they remastered Skyrim ported Skyrim about a bajillion times. So it would be, Todd Howard is probably drooling at the mouth thinking about Fallout 3.
At the bit.
But I think it would be huge, because like they're gonna obviously do a season 2 of Fallout, so it's kind of that like hits in the middle, gets you to, keeps it relevant enough until season 2.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is a long ways out.
Oh yeah.
So
big time.
It'd be nice to get that. And again, we were talking about like, I don't think they want to wait until 2030 for a Fallout 5. So like this could be
better.
This could be.
They better wait.
We want them to wait.
They need to spend time on the game.
I hope they do. And maybe that's why they closed down those studios, to like repurpose those people, because most of them kept their job. 3/4 of them, I should say, I heard kept their jobs repurposed. Right. But like this would be an easy way to like, you're not gonna mess up the name of Fallout. It's already a beloved game, like Fallout 3 is. You literally just have to get it on the new engine or whatever. You could add some stuff to it, that'd be sweet, but you don't even have to do that.
They'll add stuff.
It would be sweet if they did.
It'll be cosmetics.
Yeah, and like, but the whole thing is like, you just don't have to wonder like, are we gonna do this and it's gonna be ass, and then like plummet the Fallout hype right now. Right. So I think that's an easy win. I have a gut feeling that it's not coming on this June 9th show. There's some people that really feel the opposite of me on that, but I just feel like it's not. And the Oblivion remake, I feel like that's not even real. Like, because they're working on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? I don't know. I mean, it could be, but I don't know. I never know what to believe.
People loved Oblivion.
I loved Oblivion.
I was a part of that. I mean, I played a ton of it on my 360.
Same.
And
great DLCs.
Going back and playing it now would be rough.
Oh, I tried to.
I mean, trying to just go back and play Skyrim can be a little rough.
I tried to replay Oblivion during COVID, right as COVID was starting, and I just couldn't.
Really good on the Steam Deck.
It would be, but I just like those graphics. Like you go to talk to somebody, and I'd be like, "Oh,
jump scare! Yeah, stop!"
Yeah. So yeah, Oblivion. I would love an Oblivion remaster. I just feel like for whatever reason, again, there's something in my gut that's just like that's not happening, or at least for a long while.
Well, is it really gonna like make them any money? You know, like the whole reason why Skyrim was on the Samsung fridge and Alexa and all that stuff is because like. I'm being facetious on the Samsung fridge, but it's like because it sold so much and people really, really, really liked it as much as it did, and they just drew out the hype of that game for 10 years.
Yeah,
because people still it was like some people's comfort game. It's like you know there was a lot of people that just like they bought a console just so they could play Skyrim.
Yep, it was just like that. It reached like peak Call of Duty level hype, you know.
Or Halo in its prime, you know, like
God, I miss Halo's prime.
Yeah, not even Ninja could save Halo, you know. Like it's just it needs to come back.
It does, and honestly, like the whole talk of like Xbox brought some of their exclusives over to PlayStation and Steam and stuff, right? I would love and this is going to be a very hot take. Actually, this is going to be a scorching hot take.
Oh baby,
I think. All of our conversations about Xbox, all the evidence is pointing towards Xbox is kind of going third party. That doesn't mean they're not making systems anymore or anything like that. But Xbox is going to go third party because they need to make money somehow, and Game Pass isn't making them enough money, right? Yeah. It's too good of a value. So I think Xbox bringing their exclusives to other systems is great, and I think Xbox bringing over Halo, I think Xbox bringing over Gears of War, I think Xbox bringing over, Viva Pinata. Take all the 360 exclusives and their new counterparts to that and push them to the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding because Halo, we talk about it all the time. Halo Infinite's good now.
It is.
It is good.
I think it's great.
And I honestly, I liked it
the other day.
I liked it from the start. It was just missing content. You know what I mean? I think we both felt that way. I mean, it was good enough when it came out. It just was missing content and was. We need
to play the campaign or something.
Yeah, and so I think taking, Halo 1 all the way till Infinite and putting it on the PlayStation Store and taking
the Master
Gears.
Chief Collection. They need to add Halo 5 to the Master Chief Collection, but I don't know what limitations they're seeing.
Yeah,
in terms of
something's got to be
because there's no way. So we can play every Halo game,
but 5
up until 4, and then Infinite on PC. But then we can't play 5 on PC.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
But I don't know. I don't know what their limitations were for 4 being added to that. And, I mean, they added ODST, which wasn't originally on the Master Chief Collection because it's not a Master Chief game.
Yep.
But like. I wonder. I'm curious to know
what the hold up
what
is.
the
on
deal
that.
is with that because like Halo 5 has been out for a while.
Oh yeah, I just think bringing
Halo 4 came out for Xbox 360.
Yep.
So I think that the only reason is because it's just an Xbox One title.
Yeah, that's probably it. They just hit the line there. I think bringing Halo Infinite to PlayStation would give that game a whole new breath of life.
That's wild. To even think about Master Chief being on the PlayStation.
It would be wild. I think it's coming, though. I really do think it's coming.
I don't think it's like a bad idea, but like it's just like Team Green being on, like
it's kind of
the Green Man himself. Oh, the Duke controller, dude, that's sick.
I know.
For audio listeners, there's a purple Duke controller.
The Cortana.
It's the Cortana. Does it have Cortana?
Yeah, it's got Cortana.
That's sick. I got to look at that after the podcast.
Sweet.
But like. Putting the Green Man himself on the blue platform just like kind of like gives me the ick.
It does because he's basically the guy that made Xbox.
Yeah,
I mean he made Xbox what it is, no doubt.
So for dirty,
and it would be very like symbolic of Xbox's kind of slide down for them to go on PlayStation, but in the same breath, it would be great for the Halo franchise. It would bring a ton of new players into Halo Infinite. And it could just make Halo multiplayer feel so much like fresher.
Maybe it's so weird to think about because like that's like putting Nathan Drake on Xbox.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Or like, I mean, I don't think putting Spider-Man on Xbox is really that weird because it's a beloved.
I could see it being pretty weird though.
I think it'd be weird, but it's like not as weird.
Yeah.
Or that's like putting. But to be fair, we have like Spyro games and like
on both,
Crash Bandicoot and like all that stuff now because like because I got bought by different people. I don't know. It's weird.
It is very weird.
I don't know if I'm comfortable, and maybe it's just like the Halo purist in me.
Yeah, no, it definitely.
But I'm playing. You can play Halo on the Steam Deck. Like
it just kind of blows my. It does bend your mind. I'm totally there with you. I just think it'd be good for the franchise, and honestly, I think Gears being on PlayStation would be just as weird. That bends my mind just as much.
Maybe it's a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about Gears?
I love the way you said that. I love
Gears 5 was great.
I love Gears
when it came out
10 years ago at this point. Or
that's not 10 years. Or no, 6. Gears is it 6?
No, we're on 5. We're on 5.
Okay,
Let's see when 5 came out.
It's not 10 years.
Gears. I think it's 2016.
I'm going to crumple into dust if you say 10 years.
Oh, no, it's definitely not. I'm completely making shit up. It's 2019.
Okay.
It's not even 5 years
I was
yet.
literally about to perish.
For some reason, I thought that was like way earlier in the Xbox One cycle. But but that's what I mean, though. Getting a whole new, like whoosh, here's all these new players that have never experienced these games. I think that would, either way, we're going to get more Halo, more Gears of War, right? I mean, that's not up for debate. But I think it could make them a lot better by having just a larger community.
I'm on the fence.
And I think it's going to happen at some point because my mindset is Xbox isn't going to stop. We're bringing our exclusives to this PlayStation Store. I don't think that stops at 4 games.
No, you're right.
I think
I'm still on the fence about the
Halo.
Halo's the main one, but to me, put Gears over on PlayStation because I don't care.
Yeah. No, I totally see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean.
I'll play some Horde mode right now if you wanted me to, but I haven't thought about Gears 5. And every time I think about it, it's literally just because it's being advertised on the top of the Steam page.
And it got a really good expansion that I never played. Hive Busters was supposed to be very good. The graphics were really good on it.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, no, it is kind of like a nothing
because it was
now.
on Game Pass, and I didn't have to think about it, and I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Which is literally how everything is gone. I bought Halo Infinite because it was on sale on Steam.
I should buy Halo Infinite, but I haven't.
Well, and I needed to because I didn't have Game Pass anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it anymore. I don't know. It would be pretty mind-bending to see. But I think Halo, it's getting Halo.
It's literally the prophecy has been foretold. Literally all of your shorts, you're pulling a PlayStation controller off of Master Chief.
Yep.
You're just trying to manifest.
I've been psyoping everybody. I've been getting everybody mentally prepared for
all
Halo
2,000 something of your subs have been just psyoped.
They're psyoped. Congratulations, you've been part of a government experience. Or experiment. Getting Halo on PlayStation though, it's kind of sad because it's like that old sports car dad worked on his whole life, and now you're like, I'm in financial trouble. I gotta sell that.
I gotta sell the car.
That's what it would be to me. It would be
sell the Firebird.
It would be Xbox has taken so many L's lately, but Halo on PlayStation would be the icing on the cake, like white flag. It's over.
That makes me sad.
It does. It's sad to think about where Xbox is at. And going back to that show, there's a couple games that I'm really I'm just this angry man out in the middle of nowhere for Xbox right now. But I want updates on the Xbox June 9th show. I want updates for Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark's a great game that's getting reimagined, I guess.
Apparently.
I've heard it's in development hell.
Someday,
and
maybe.
We have gotten 0 updates on it other than that one CGI trailer. So please give us a Perfect Dark update. And Banjo here, you can't really see him because I block him.
Yeah.
Xbox, remember when I said I cringe when Xbox buys companies that I like?
Yeah.
I liked Rare. I mean, they made Sea of Thieves now. That's it. It's but at the announcement of the Xbox Series X, they brought out a game. We know nothing about it. It's literally just the art style and CGI called Everwild. Rare was making a game called Everwild.
Oh,
that game has disappeared too. Nobody's heard about it. Although we did hear there was a soft reboot, which usually means starting from scratch in my mind for the time, because one of the lead people got canned or left. I don't know if they got fired or left, but either or, they're not there anymore. So it's Xbox, there's so many games you have not answered for. These two, I want an update on Perfect Dark, and I want to know what the hell Everwild is. It doesn't even have to be hey, this game's coming soon. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of hopes for it. I'm more excited to dive into Helldivers 2. I'm going to do it this week. I said I was going to do it for the show and never did.
Yeah.
Or Hellblade, not Helldivers.
Hellblade.
Hellblade 2. I want to dive into Hellblade 2. It's have you seen a lot about Hellblade 2 on Twitter?
I just heard that it's only like 5 hours long.
Yes,
and I don't know if that's true.
And we were chatting about it before the show. I've seen the same thing. I've seen a lot of people say like, 5.5 hours is it. But then I've also seen people, which isn't a huge difference, but I've seen some people have like 8 to 10 hours and been like, I didn't skip
They're
anything.
All the little bits and pieces.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what they said. They're like, I didn't do any guides. Like I just like played it normally, didn't really get stuck on anything, listened to the cutscenes, and I was 8 hours, so I don't know how anybody does it in 5. Here's my thing. I really don't mind a game being 5 to 10 hours. I actually, in a lot of cases, I actually like games being shorter because a lot of times, every video game now, people feel like every video game has to be this giant 100-hour experience.
Yeah.
With all the collectibles.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be that.
No.
The issue comes into play where like this game has taken forever to bring out and they pushed it back and pushed it back.
Yep.
So I think that's why people get upset about it. If I play it and I genuinely like it and enjoy it, if I get through it in 6 hours, I guess I really don't care.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad.
It's kind of like God of War was for me. Like I started playing. Well, I have it on PC, and I was going through it, and that was the first one. And I'm playing through it, and like probably 6 to 10 hours into the game, and like I just kind of fell off of it because like I'm just like I got to a certain point where I'm like, it happens with a lot of games where I get to like the main hub. Like finally get through like a lot of you're getting through a lot of the beginning of the game, and then you get to the main hub, and then maybe you do one of the first missions or one of like the two, like whatever, because you kind of just like branch off from there, and then you just like I feel like I've experienced everything there is to experience with this game other than the last bits of the game. And that's kind of what happened with God of War. I feel bad about it because like I want to play more of it.
Yeah,
that's actually like when I built my Steam console thing.
Oh yeah,
that's what I played the most of, is playing God of War. And then I just kind of fell off of it. Yeah,
it's a lot of games, and I really love the God of War games. You're talking about like the PS4 one, right?
Yeah, it's the first. Yeah, the
like reboot, I guess you'd say.
Yep.
There's a lot of games that I think some people would definitely agree with you on that. Of like, I wish it was just like the old-fashioned style, streamlined. Like,
I wanted
linear.
to experience the whole thing. Like I wanted to play through it, but then like I just kind of I don't know.
It becomes too much, and then other games come out. And
that's the thing. Like other games are and God of War's been around. That first reboot game has been around for a while, and like I had it on PS4. I bought a PS4 for Horizon and God of War and The Last of Us, and guess what I've played? I actually beat Horizon.
Guess what
I actually beat Horizon, but I actually the whole thing with that was that I had to buy it on PC.
Yeah,
because I played through the first little bit of the game on PS4. I played quite a bit of it, and then I got to just a certain section, and I was like, "Meh." Performance-wise, I just can't stand to look at 24 FPS. And I know that's like I don't feel like that's really too much of a hot take.
No.
I don't know. And the TV I was playing with at the time, like it just looked like dog water. I don't know. I was like, I want to experience this game, and I beat Horizon. I freaking love that game. And I'm excited to play the new one, but you got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah,
a lot of these big games, like you really have to be in the mood for them.
And there's got to be like not a lot on your plate, because it's just so much stuff. So yeah, I don't have an issue. Like I didn't want Hellblade to be this giant open world thing,
right?
Because like me and you talked about it in one of the other episodes, like. Hellblade is a very cinematic experience.
Yeah.
Like you have all the voices in your head, like it's like simulating like almost like a mental illness kind of a thing.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah, it's very like cinematic in nature, and it's a very unique experience. So even if it was 6 hours, and I really genuinely enjoy those 6 hours and am immersed, I'm not mad at it at all.
Right.
I think it's just really unique. It really sparks conversation. One, I think like an Xbox tax you always hear about, like where people hate on it. I think that does exist. One, because there's just so much negativity all the time about the Xbox brand right now.
Right.
So I think that shows up there, like an 8-hour game, because Miles Morales, the PlayStation like spin-off on the Spider-Man games, right? They had that Miles Morales game.
Yeah.
You could beat that game in like 8 hours or less.
I didn't really understand that. That was a separate game?
Yeah, because now you can play as both Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. You can flip back and forth. And it was more like you got introduced into Miles and like got his origins in the first game.
So, but the Miles Morales is a separate game.
It is. Yeah, it's a separate game. Like Peter's in it for a very brief start at the beginning, but then you just play as Miles, and it's really like building him up to where he is in 2. So it's really cool. It's a cool experience. But again,
how un-Sony pilled I am. Like I have not touched Spider-Man. I really want to play the game.
The stories are amazing.
I really want to play those games, but like
the stories are absolutely amazing. But in the same breath, though, so Miles Morales, you could beat that game in 6 to 8 hours. You definitely could, right? And it was sold at $50 like, instead of 70 when games were getting 70. So like there's things that went in there, and same with Hellblade. I don't think if you purchase Hellblade it's 70. I think it's 50 if I'm remembering right. Let me know if I'm wrong on that.
I wonder what the.
But yeah, I think there's an Xbox tax. Like, oh, the game's short, that means it sucks. One, the game being short does not mean it sucks. The big thing about Hellblade 2, though, is the review scores are all over the place. Like, I've seen 5 and 6 out of 10s, and I've seen 9 and 10 out of 10s. Okay. So, like, I think that Xbox tax, like, where it's just always negative around the brand, is really playing a huge deal into this game. But I'm really excited for it. And if it's even if it's 5 hours, if it's 5 hours of really, like, immersive,
really good gameplay.
Yeah, like, if it's really immersive, and I love the 5 hours I have with that game, I don't care if it's 5 hours. Like,
right.
The first Hellblade was not very long.
That's not a hot take.
No, it's not.
I don't think so. I think clear, concise, like high quality experiences. In terms of games these days, I feel like that's to me that's really desirable.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I really want to just sit down and like play the game, and if I spend the 6 to 8 hours to play it, like maybe I beat it, and maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, some people will like to go back and play through it a second time or whatever. Like for me, I almost feel shame because like I want to experience the game because it's such a big, like I'm mainly speaking of God of War. Like it's such a cool game, and I love everything. I love the atmosphere. I love like visually it's a stunning game. And then like I get to a certain point, I'm like, I don't really want to play this.
Yeah, kind of burn
out. And I've
out.
done that several times with like Red Dead Redemption 2 and things like that, which is like another beautiful game that the weather system in that game is insane.
Yeah.
Like just like attention to detail with stuff like that. I just want to play them, but then like I just fall off.
Yeah.
And it's sad. We don't talk about it enough.
And you just hit that point in life too where like there's just so many other responsibilities going on. Like,
and then there's another game that you want to play, or you want to buy another Call of Duty skin for $25 and play, grind out, and be upset and raise your blood pressure by playing Call of Duty.
The Gundam skin.
The Gundam skin. The freaking Gundam skin.
That's what stopped God of War. Dude. The Gundam skin.
I'm just gonna blame all of my problems on Call of Duty.
Hey, Red Dead 2, I had the same experience with though. Like 2, I loved it. Like, but too big, I fell out of it too, and I want to go back and finish it. I know it's like one of the one of the modern masterpieces in gaming. But Red Dead 1, I loved the fuck out of, and I need to play 2. But I just same thing. Like, just there's too many games. We have limited time, and I want to experience as many good games as I can.
Yeah.
So it's
you got a lot of games.
I do. I have a fuck ton of games, and like I mean, and just looking at the shelf, I mean, I've probably completely played like a third of them, probably halfway played through like half of them. Like there's just so many games, so much. There's so limited time that you just can experience what you can experience.
That's why I said earlier, like time is our most valuable resource.
Exactly.
Like if you waste my time, like I'm playing DMZ and it crashes, and I've been playing for 20 minutes and it crashes, and like I'm just gonna drop it.
Yep.
Like I'm just gonna have a bad opinion of it, and I'm gonna drop it. So that's why I think, you know, like modern multiplayer titles, like the Call of Duties and things, like if I've even had an issue with Fortnite recently where like my audio will just stop working.
It's like
totally 100%. I don't want to play the game anymore.
And
like,
audio is the backbone. People don't realize.
Bro, I'm not just gonna like I don't even play the game like with the like audio assist sort of mode on where like you can like visually audio visualizer thing. I don't play with that on because like I use my ears and it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not sweaty enough to like care about that. But like if that's the only way, if you have to simulate that maybe it's just a me problem, but like maybe it's my computer, maybe something's wrong, I don't know. But like if you're gonna make me simulate that I'm deaf to play the game, like I don't know.
That's an issue.
It's irritating. So
that's
like,
an issue.
I'm one of those people that like if I have a negative experience like those things with a game, like it'll turn me off.
Yeah, like like you said, in some cases it's like done.
And it's painful.
Yep.
Because I want to play Call of Duty and I want to have fun. Like I have a lot of friends that are playing Call of Duty right now, and they're going to continue to play Call of Duty, and like it's sad because like I'm like, frick that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to play that. And they're like, what do you stop being a hater? And I'm like,
let it run. And then I mean that just there's so many games too that come out broke as hell. It's like game companies really have to consider that too. Of like, but I mean I know they probably don't care because they got the cash out of it already. But it's like.
That's why like we're talking about Black Ops 6 coming out to kind of wrap things up. I guess,
Yeah.
I don't think we have much else to talk about.
No, I think we've hit everything. Yeah.
Talking about Black Ops 6 coming out, and just like every other game at this point now, for me, like I'm not pre-ordering.
Oh,
not
definitely
doing
not.
any of that stuff. The skins that you're gonna get, I don't even know what they look like. I don't care.
Yeah.
The skins that you're gonna get for pre-ordering a game like that, or any of the cosmetic stuff, like you're not gonna wear it.
Yeah.
You're gonna wear it for the first week, and then
maybe
another cool skin's gonna come out, and you're gonna want to look like that thing.
And you might even use it for like an hour. Like
that, really, for real.
There used to be like when you pre-ordered games, like even like let's take a step back even from not even like digital stores anymore.
Yeah.
But when you used to pre-order games, like you get like a cool poster or like some kind of cool accessory with it.
Yeah.
Or like, and sometimes you would still get digital items. Like I remember in Halo Reach, when you got it at GameStop, you got like the Recon helmet, which made it lose all of its coolness though, because it's the pre-order bonus.
True.
Like, but like there used to be these cool pre-order bonuses. Nowadays, it's like you said, some skin that after 20 minutes of playing the game, you're usually like, oh, this is way cooler. I'm putting this on.
Yeah, I don't want to wear Captain Price with particle effects coming off my head. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel. Like,
yeah.
It kind of I just think that this is pretty normal at this point though too. Like, just don't pre-order stuff.
Yeah, and we'll have the games coming out broke, like with major
That's what I'm
issues.
saying. Like,
yeah.
if I'm gonna buy Call of Duty Black Ops 6, like I'm gonna miss out like in the first week of gameplay or first month even.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather buy it on my own terms and know that, like, if I'm looking at other people's opinions or gamer Twitter or whatever, like, for my source of, like, is it in a good place?
Yeah. Is it going to run?
Instead of being like, I'm just going to buy it day one and deal with it and waste some of my time and cope. Big copium moment. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, don't pre-order games. Just
don't pre-order games.
Do not pre-order
I know
games.
that you're gonna play those games, but don't pre-order games because, like,
think of Cyberpunk.
You never,
You
Exactly.
never know.
Think of Cyberpunk. Like, Cyberpunk took like a year to get good.
Mm-hmm.
It took even be like an enjoyable experience for most people.
And so many of us coped.
And so many of you guys coped. But like now, like I want to play Cyberpunk again. It's one of those like big open world.
I know.
Like,
I want to go
kinda,
back
like
too.
paralyzing experiences for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll buy it now.
Yeah, with Phantom Liberty supposed to be pretty good now. I think
That sounds like a Metal Gear Solid thing.
It does. Yeah, it really does. The Phantom Liberty DLC
Phantom
though.
Pain was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Phantom Liberty is supposed to be pretty good, but yeah, it took 2 years to get Phantom Liberty and then a year to make the game, like in decent state or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Just don't pre-order games.
don't. All right, I think we've hit everything. You think so? That was an extra long episode because we missed a week, so we got some extra.
You're welcome.
Extra spiciness.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
As
Maybe
always,
I'll be back next episode.
Yeah. Hey, we'll next week's episode, guest, we'll see. We'll see. We'll reveal.
Yeah, we'll figure it out when it happens.
You'll never be able to guess who will be back.
It might be me. I don't know.
Don't forget. Give us a good rating.
Oh yeah.
Leave some comments. Even if you disagree with everything, give us a good rating and tell us below why.
Tell us your thoughts in the comments.
If you hated it, tell us.
If you agreed, tell us. If you disagreed, still tell us.
All right, y'all. That was episode 5.
Wow.
Have a good night.
Yeah, see you later. Bye.